of the investigation which has to be taken ahead. So CBI having these grounds, and now after connecting the dots is going to ask for custody to be extended. This is to wait and watch what exactly is going to happen in the court, but at this point in time let me tell you, whereas on one side the Aam Aadmi Party is calling it political vendetta, the CBI is coming out with the proofs and they are going to put ground that why this custody need to be extended. Let me also give you the sense from the CBI headquarters from where I am reporting. There you can clearly see it is a warning which has been already given that 144 is already imposed in this particular area. As you can see the barricading from both the side, I am reporting from the CBI headquarters, so both the entry and exit could be clearly seen where the barricading has been already done, as we have seen it last time how this was the high voltage drama which was witnessed on the ground. So Aam Aadmi Party did the protest on the same. On the other hand, let me also remind you, if we talk about the reaction and the political ramifications of the same, then we have seen it since from the day one. Aam Aadmi Party calling it a political vendetta, they are calling it a witch hunt. Whereas we were just listening to the bite of Saurabh Bharadwaj, and Sanjay Singh, the Aam Aadmi Party senior leader and the Rajya Sabha MP, is going to come out with a press conference at 1. So there they are going to take the same line, although this is about the legalities now, because the matter is sub judice, and Deputy Chief Minister, rather the former Deputy Chief Minister, has been already arrested. He is under the custody. What we have been told that CBI is going to look for the extension of the custody, whereas Aam Aadmi Party is going to put forward the point, or rather the council of Manish is cooperating.
Right, Anuj. Well, Anuj and Madhurima, thank you for joining us live right now. We will be waiting for Manish Sisodia to be produced at the Rouse Avenue Court. I will come back to you as that development takes place. Let's move on right now, viewers. The Prime Minister Modi addressed the post-budget webinar on infrastructure and investment, improving logistics efficiency with the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan today through video conferencing. Here's more.
The government has been increasing budgetary allocation for the development of world-class infrastructure. As Prime Minister Narendra Modi took to address the post-budget webinar, he said that this year's budget would be a reflection of this very vision.
इस वर्ष का बजट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सेक्टर की ग्रोथ को नई एनर्जी देने वाला है। दुनिया के बड़े बड़े एक्सपर्ट्स और कई प्रतिष्ठित मीडिया हाउसेस ने भारत के बजट और उसके स्ट्रेटेजिक डिसीजंस की भूरी भूरी प्रशंसा की है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi stressed on how this year's budget would be the main driving force in terms of infrastructure growth. Besides ministers and secretaries of the concerned central government ministries, a host of stakeholders from states, along with several industry and investment groups, attended the webinar. They provided suggestions for better implementation of the budgetary announcements. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Viewers, much more coming up on the other side as we continue to be live and breaking this Saturday. Assam CM Himanta Biswa Sarma slams Rahul Gandhi for his comment on Pulwama and attempting to defame India. Another temple attack in Australia, anti-Hindu and Khalistani slogans smeared in temple wall.
Amity faculty have filed over 1,700 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been conferred with the National Intellectual Property Award by Government of India for being the top Indian academic institution for patents and commercialization.
मैं आपका पर्सनल व्यू जानना चाहता हूं। रेप के चार्ज में एक्यूज अंदर जेल सीबीआई बाबा राम रहीम मनोहर लाल खट्टर का पर्सनल व्यू क्या, क्लैरिटी आनी चाहिए खट्टर साहब।
मैं बिल्कुल क्लियर हूं, जब तक मैं मुख्यमंत्री हूं तब तक मेरा कोई पर्सनल व्यू नहीं है।
करप्शन पे तो आप क्लियर थे।
करप्शन पर भी मुख्यमंत्री का ही जो विचार है वो ये है मेरा। जिस दिन मुझे अगर चेंज करने का कोई अवसर आएगा तो मुख्यमंत्री नहीं होगा तो चेंज करने की बात आएगी, करूंगा। नहीं करने की बात हो सकता है वो भी वही हो।
4 जनरेशन आपने बोला
जी
4 जनरेशन वो जो सन्स
वही तो मैं कह रहा था
आपके ग्रैंडफादर आपके फादर आप
जो मैं मिस कर गया 20 दिन वो विजयंत ने पूरा कर दिया कारगिल की लड़ाई।
सर कैप्टन विजयंत की क्या कहानी है हमारे दर्शक ये जानना चाहेंगे व्हाट इज हिज स्टोरी लाइक ही वाज विद 2 राजपूत सर
ही वाज विद 2 राजपूत 2 राजपूताना राइफल्स में थे। उनकी कहानी मैंने इस किताब में लिख दी है विजयंत एट कारगिल।
India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, B-H-A-G, bhaglo meaning participate in the process of development. Or bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle their secular gangsters. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the weak negativity and corruption that people like Atiq Ahmed and gangster politicians have come to represent. Doesn't Atiq Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari and a whole lot of this gangster scum, the fact that Yogi gets them groveling, doesn't it make you want to rejoice? And that's why I began by saying that you know that India has changed when gangster scum like Atiq Ahmed run for cover. अभी राजस्थान में मसला हुआ था भिवानी वाले में, उसमें वो जो मोनू मानेसर उसके साथी श्रीकांत पंडित है, उनकी धर्मपत्नी की पिटाई हुई, क्या क्या हुआ, बहुत सारी चीजें हुई। मामले में हरियाणा पुलिस की एफआईआर के अलावा मतलब ये वो सारी चीजें हैं।
देखिए एक इंडिविजुअल घटना को लेकर के परसेप्शन नहीं,
पर ये इतनी बड़ी बन जाती है सिचुएशन,
घटना बड़ी है। मैं उसको इसकी घटना की निंदा करता हूँ मैं, लेकिन उसको ये कहें कि कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर खराब हो गया है, ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है।
पर ऐसा परसेप्शन बना दिया जाता है।
मैं कहता हूँ गलत बनाते हैं ना। आखिर तो हमने किसी दोषी को छोड़ा नहीं है।
माशुकुद्दीन के घर पर अब बड़ी कार्रवाई हो रही है। हिस्ट्री शीटर बताया जा रहा है, फिनेंसर बताया जा रहा है, इस गांव का प्रधान भी है और कहा जा रहा है कि ये जो मकान मेरे पीछे आप देख रहे हैं इसे नियमों को ताक पर रख कर बनाया गया। अब इसे गिराया जाएगा। उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में शरीक जो शूटर्स थे उनको हथियार मुहैया कराना, उनको फंडिंग करने में ये शख्स शामिल था। देखिए आलीशान 2 मंजिला ये मकान था जो माफिया ने बनाया था, जो गलत काम करके बनाया गया था, जिसकी फंडिंग गलत तरीके से हुई थी। अब उस मकान को विकास प्राधिकरण प्रयागराज विकास प्राधिकरण गिरा रहा है।
पहली लड़ाई कौन सी देखी आपने?
मैं 1962 में कमीशन हो गया।
यू कमीशन आफ्टर द वॉर सर?
यस, लेकिन 65 में था। मेरा 65 का रोल तो बहुत जबरदस्त था। चीन के साथ मुठभेड़ हुआ था एज ए मिलिट्री हिस्टोरियन। समहाउ जो हमारा एक्शन है 1965 का नाथुला जेलपला सेबुला, वो हिस्ट्री में अपीयर ही नहीं। फोर्ट पैरा थी हमारे साथ, उनको भी डेकोरेशन मिली और हमारी कैजुअलिटीज भी हुई हैं, लेकिन वो कैसे स्किप कर दिया, क्यों स्किप कर दिया, द नेशन डजंट नो।
India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, B-H-A-G, bhaglo meaning participate in the process of development. Or bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say
Welcome back. There's a buzz around the Indian budget carrier Indigo being in talks with both Boeing and its current supplier Airbus to order more than 500 passenger jets, potentially smashing an industry record set by domestic rival Air India a few weeks ago. Here's a report.
Well, it's significant coming together of India's geo-economic and geo-strategic clout and getting it projected onto India's consumption story. Remember, at about 500 aircrafts, this Indigo deal is going to be anything between 150 to $200 billion or even more. And the fact that that kind of money is going to go into the European Union and American economy gives India that much leverage with these strategic powers in terms of leveraging our own interests. Remember when the Air India deal happened for 470 aircrafts at about $150 billion, how French President Emmanuel Macron came out in a press conference. There was a statement from 10 Downing Street with Rishi Sunak acknowledging the number of jobs that would be created. And then we, of course, also had American President, the White House coming out with a statement. So that gives you an idea of what this is going to mean with 500 more aircrafts to be bought by Indigo for India over the next few years, the deal for which has to happen between the airline and the respective companies, Airbus, insofar as the EU is concerned, and Boeing with the Americans. And also remember that Prime Minister mentioned that Indian civil aviation market, the manner in which it has grown, is looking at something like 2,000 aircrafts over the next decade, which means you are looking at similar orders coming in from other private airlines. That's the success story in many ways. A, of the manner in which the civil aviation sector has been handled by the government, and B, India's consumption story with all those hundreds and millions of citizens wanting to fly and the government really facilitating with all that infrastructure that has come up over the last few years. So this is going to be important. This is going to be a reflection of how India is going to grow over the next few years in terms of a society having that much of confidence that they can, need and then buy 2,000 plus aircrafts.
All right, viewers, much more coming up on the other side. Bulldozer action continues. Mukhtar Ansari's son's properties to be razed.
Amity faculty have filed over 1,700 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been conferred with the National Intellectual Property Award by Government of India for being the top Indian academic institution for patents and commercialization.
माशरुकुद्दीन के घर पर अब बड़ी कार्रवाई हो रही है। हिस्ट्री शूटर बताया जा रहा है, फिनेंसर बताया जा रहा है, इस गांव का प्रधान भी है और कहा जा रहा है कि ये जो मकान मेरे पीछे आप देख रहे हैं, इससे नियमों को ताक पर रख कर बनाया गया। अब इसे गिराया जाएगा। उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में शरीक जो शूटर्स थे, उनको हथियार मुहैया कराना, उनको फंडिंग करने में ये शख्स शामिल था। देखिए, आलीशान 2 मंजिला ये मकान था जो माफिया ने बनाया था, जो गलत काम करके बनाया गया था, जिसकी फंडिंग गलत तरीके से हुई थी। अब उस मकान को विकास प्राधिकरण, प्रयागराज विकास प्राधिकरण गिरा रहा है।
That India is changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, B-H-A-G, bhaglo, meaning participate in the process of development. Or bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle their secular gangsters. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the weak negativity and corruption that people like Atiq Ahmed and gangster politicians have come to represent. Doesn't Atiq Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari and a whole lot of this gangster scum, the fact that Yogi gets them groveling, doesn't it make you want to rejoice? And that's why I began by saying that you know that India has changed when gangster scum like Atiq Ahmed run for cover.
मैं आपका पर्सनल व्यू जानना चाहता हूं। रेप के चार्ज में एक्यूज अंदर जेल, सीबीआई, बाबा राम रहीम, मनोहर लाल खट्टर का पर्सनल व्यू क्या? क्लैरिटी आनी चाहिए खट्टर साहब।
मैं बिल्कुल क्लियर हूं, जब तक मैं मुख्यमंत्री हूं तब तक मेरा कोई पर्सनल व्यू नहीं है।
करप्शन पे तो आप क्लियर थे।
करप्शन पर भी मुख्यमंत्री का ही जो विचार है वो ये है मेरा। जिस दिन मुझे अगर चेंज करने का कोई अवसर आएगा तो मुख्यमंत्री नहीं होगा तो चेंज करने की बात आएगी, करूंगा। नहीं करने की बात तो हो सकता है वो भी वही हो।
फोर्थ जनरेशन आपने बोला
जी,
फोर्थ जनरेशन वो जो सन्स,
वही तो मैं कह रहा था
आपके
कि
ग्रैंडफादर, आपके फादर, आप
जो मैं मिस कर गया 20 दिन, वो विजयंत ने पूरा कर दिया कारगिल की लड़ाई।
सर, कैप्टन विजयंत की क्या कहानी है हमारे दर्शक ये जानना चाहेंगे। व्हाट इज हिज स्टोरी? लाइक ही वाज विद टू राजरीव सर?
ही वाज विद टू राजरीव, 2 राजपूताना राइफल्स में थे। उनकी कहानी मैंने इस किताब में लिख दी है, विजयंत एट कारगिल।
India has changed when a gangster called Atik.
सर, पहली लड़ाई कौन सी देखी आपने?
मैं 1962 में कमीशन हो गया।
यू कमीशन आफ्टर द वॉर सर?
यस, लेकिन 65 में था। मेरा 65 का रोल तो बहुत जबरदस्त था। चीन के साथ मुठभेड़ हुआ था एज ए मिलिट्री हिस्टोरियन। समहाउ जो हमारा एक्शन है 1965 का, नाथुला, जेलपला, सेबुला, वो हिस्ट्री में अपीयर ही नहीं। और पैरा थी हमारे साथ, उनको भी डेकोरेशन मिली और हमारी कैजुअलिटीज भी हुई हैं। लेकिन वो कैसे स्किप कर दिया, क्यों स्किप कर दिया, द नेशन डजंट नो।
Good afternoon. You're watching Republic TV. This Saturday, I'm Shivangi Shukla, getting you the latest. Many breaking updates coming in. We'll come to that, but first, the headlines we're tracking right now. Manish Sisodia to be produced in court today as his custody ends. Court to also hear his bail plea. As bribe gate hits Karnataka, BJP, its MLA goes absconding after 8 crore cash recovery. Congress launches protest against BJP over bribe gate. Protesting Congress leaders detained. For the 4th consecutive day, Bulldozer action continues. Mafia Dawn's property razed. Vadra Congress hurls elitist insult on PM, says Rahul has standard to speak at Oxford, while PM Modi has radio standard. Assam CM Himanta Biswa Sarma slams Rahul Gandhi for his comment on Pulwama and attempting to defame India. Viewers, let's go straight to the top story we're tracking right now. After Lokayukta recovered 8 crore cash from a BJP MLA's son that was allegedly taken as a bribe, the BJP MLA has gone missing. The Congress has launched a protest and tried marching to the CM's residence, but the march was stalled and the Congress leaders were detained, viewers. So right now we're seeing a protest happening there. This is coming in as, of course, the Congress is protesting after crores and crores of cash were recovered. And we're getting top updates coming in at this point of time on this story, where we are seeing that amidst all this, the BJP MLA has gone missing. The BJP MLA has gone missing right now, viewers. And we are also learning that the protests are continuing. Some Congress leaders have also been detained. So these points are trickling in. I just want to go across to Prajwal, who's joining us live. He's covering every detail coming out from the ground. So, Prajwal, the BJP MLA has gone missing. The Congress is protesting after crores and crores were seized. What's the latest that we are learning so far?
So far as the protests are concerned with the Congress in the state, the protests have ended now with a majority of the Congress leaders and the cadres being detained by the cops and taken away. But more and more allegations coming in now, where I also had a word with the president of the KSDL Employees Union, and he's stating that this is only the tip of the iceberg. The cash that has been seized amounting to 8 crore 12 lakhs 30,000 rupees is only the tip of the iceberg, and this particular particular scam runs to the tune of hundreds of crores of rupees, and he's gone on to allege that 139 crore rupees has been swindled off from the KSDL, and it is not only the chairman who is responsible for it, but also the managing director, the quality controller, the general manager, and the entire system who is going on to run the KSDL. We will need to also understand that the Karnataka Soaps and Detergents Limited is a government entity run by the government with Madal Virupakshappa as the chairman. Now he's gone on to resign as well. But there is also a managing director. So directly the employees union is going on to allege this entire fact, stating that there are also several IAS officers also who have received kickback, and foremost among them is the managing director here. So these are some big revelations that are coming in, and they've also submitted documents in this particular regard. They've gone on to submit the documents and also they are stating that these particular documents had already been submitted. They had already been given in the past as well, but there was no sort of action which was initiated. But they are hopeful that Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai would go on to step in and will take action against the concerned officials and also the MLA as well.
Right. Prajwal, we're getting some reactions coming in as the Congress continues their protest. Let's play them out and then come back to you, Prajwal.
That effect that always he was telling that our government is a corruption-free government. What is this going on in the government? No, we never supported terrorism. It is in fact, Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi died for what? Because of the terrorism.
So till
why Congress party is supporting terrorism? See, Amit Shah is also lying. He's also a great liar.
All right, let's go back to Prajwal. Prajwal, we're seeing the Congress leaders protesting against the Bommai government. Just take us through exactly what the Congress has said, what action they want. But on the other hand, has the Karnataka government reacted to these allegations coming in?
Now, Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai has made it very clear, saying that there will be no sort of corruption which will be tolerated by the government, and even if they belong to the BJP party, the guilty will be punished. But as soon as you saw the raids which took place, and there was a letter of communication between Madal Virupakshappa and Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai, after which this BJP MLA from Channagiri has been absconding. He's neither been found at his farmhouse or at his residence in Davangere or at his flat in Bengaluru as well. So the big question is, when will the cops go on to nab the accused MLA who's been named as the prime accused in the FIR which has been filed by the Lokayukta? Because now all the other 5 accused in the case, including Madal Prashant, have been handed over to the judicial custody for 14 days, and the police are likely to go on and take his custody this Monday as well and start with the interrogation process. But the Lokayukta still maintains that arresting Madal Virupakshappa is very important because of the fact that he also knew about certain kickbacks which were coming in, not only pertaining to this particular deal which was being struck, but also in the previous cases as well. Now, moving ahead and looking at what the Congress is demanding, the Congress has 3 major demands. First demand is that Madal Virupakshappa should be arrested. Second is Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai should resign, owing up some moral responsibility. And third, a political emergency should be declared in the state of Karnataka and election should be held immediately. These are the 3 primary demands. Now, the leader of the opposition, Siddaramaiah, has largely spoken about the suicides of the contractors in the state of Karnataka, namely Santosh Patil as well, who had gone on to commit suicide. But in that particular case, the Honorable Court in Karnataka had given a clean sheet to K.S. Ishwarappa, stating that the former RDPR minister had absolutely no role to play in it. Then the case of T.R. Prasad was also taken in, who had gone on to write a death note blaming BJP MLA Arvind Limbawali, stating that he had gone on to take huge amount of debts and he is one of the reasons that
he is caught in this particular fix too. So all said and done now, these are some of the political developments coming in where the Congress is directly pointing out to the BJP MLAs and former ministers in Baswaraj Bommai-led cabinet, going on to state that this is something which the government should have gone on to address. And they're also hitting out at the central leaders, mainly Union Home Minister Amit Shah, saying that now the Vijay Sankalpa Yatra has already been started in Karnataka. The Union Home Minister says that they need to go on, give a clean administration, a corruption-free administration.
Right.
But now these deeds by the BJP MLAs, who was also a chairman in the KSDL, says otherwise.
Right, Prajwal, thank you for getting us all the details. The BJP MLA is still absconding after massive cash recovery. We'll get you all the details. But Prajwal, you have spoken to a Congress leader as well, Ramalinga Reddy. Let's play out that conversation that Prajwal had with the Congress leader and what the Congress has to say about Karnataka bribe gate.
Since 2 years, not only our party, JDS and the contractors associations and a lot of public, they were telling about 40% commission. See, this is a proof. Not only this incident, wherever you go in BJP government, same thing is happening. Now we urge Bommai to resign from the Chief Minister's post.
Viewers, while addressing the legal fraternity in New Delhi, Chief Justice of India has made some important statements on fake news, trolling and tolerance. Here's more.
Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud made a significant statement on fake news while speaking at American Bar Association India Conference 2023 on the theme Law in the Age of Globalization, Convergence of India and the West.
Some of this is perhaps the product of technology itself. Truth has become the victim in an age of false news. With the spread of social media, something which is said as a seed germinates into virtually a whole theory which can never be tested on the anvil of rational science.
The CJI spoke about a range of issues, including technology and its use by the judiciary, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, and issues confronting the judicial profession.
For every little thing that we do, and believe you me, as judges we are no exceptions to this, because for everything that you do, you face the threat of being trolled by someone who doesn't share your point of view. We live today in an age where people are short on their patience and they are short on their tolerance. They are short on their patience, which is a reminder to me to be brief. But people are also short on the tolerance because we're not willing to accept perspectives which are different from our own.
His statement on trolling and tolerance has also been one of the highlights. CJI also gave details of how the Supreme Court has adopted technology, including live streaming of proceedings on the Constitution benches and translation of judgments in regional languages. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Viewers, much more coming up on the other side as we continue to get you top updates. Bulldozer action continues. Mukhtar Ansari's son's properties are being razed. Another temple attacked in Australia. Anti-Hindu and Khalistani slogans smeared in temple wall. Stay tuned.
मासुकुद्दीन के घर पर अब बड़ी कार्रवाई हो रही है। हिस्ट्री शीटर बताया जा रहा है, फिनेंसर बताया जा रहा है, इस गांव का प्रधान भी है और कहा जा रहा है कि ये जो मकान मेरे पीछे आप देख रहे हैं, इसे नियमों को ताक पर रख कर बनाया गया। अब इसे गिराया जाएगा। उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में शरीक जो शूटर्स थे, उनको हथियार मुहैया कराना, उनको फंडिंग करने में ये शख्स शामिल था। देखिए, आलीशान 2 मंजिला ये मकान था जो माफिया ने बनाया था, जो गलत काम करके बनाया गया था, जिसकी फंडिंग गलत तरीके से हुई थी। अब उस मकान को विकास प्राधिकरण, प्रयागराज विकास प्राधिकरण गिरा रहा है।
अभी राजस्थान में मसला हुआ था भिवानी वाले में, उसमें वो जो मोनू मानेसर उसके साथी श्रीकांत पंडित है, उनकी धर्मपत्नी की पिटाई हुई, क्या क्या हुआ, बहुत सारी चीजें हुई। मामले में हरियाणा पुलिस की FIR के अलावा मतलब ये वो सारी चीजें हैं।
देखिए, एक इंडिविजुअल घटना को लेकर के परसेप्शन नहीं,
पर ये इतनी बड़ी बन जाती है सिचुएशन,
घटना बड़ी है। मैं उसको इसकी घटना की निंदा करता हूँ मैं, लेकिन उसको ये कहें कि कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर खराब हो गया है, ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है।
पर ऐसा परसेप्शन बना दिया जाता है।
मैं कहता हूँ गलत बनाते हैं ना। आखिर तो हमने किसी दोषी को छोड़ा नहीं है।
फोर्थ जनरेशन आपने बोला
जी,
फोर्थ जनरेशन वो जो सन्स,
वही तो मैं कह रहा था
आपके
कि
ग्रैंडफादर, आपके फादर, आप
जो मैं मिस कर गया 20 दिन, वो विजयंत ने पूरा कर दिया कारगिल की लड़ाई।
सर, कैप्टन विजयंत की क्या कहानी है, हमारे दर्शक ये जानना चाहेंगे। व्हाट इज हिज स्टोरी? लाइक ही वाज विद टू राजरव सर?
ही वाज विद टू राजरव, 2 राजपूताना राइफल्स में थे। उनकी कहानी मैंने इस किताब में लिख दी है, विजयंत एट कारगिल।
मैं आपका पर्सनल व्यू जानना चाहता हूं। रेप के चार्ज में एक्यूज अंदर जेल, CBI, बाबा राम रहीम, मनोहर लाल खट्टर का पर्सनल व्यू के क्लैरिटी आनी चाहिए खट्टर साहब।
मैं बिल्कुल क्लियर हूं, जब तक मैं मुख्यमंत्री हूं तब तक मेरा कोई पर्सनल व्यू नहीं है।
करप्शन पे तो आप क्लियर थे।
करप्शन पर भी मुख्यमंत्री का ही जो विचार है वो ये है मेरा। जिस दिन मुझे अगर चेंज करने का कोई अवसर आएगा तो मुख्यमंत्री नहीं होगा तो चेंज करने की बात आएगी, करूंगा। नहीं करने की बात हो सकता है वो भी वही हो।
सर, पहली लड़ाई कौन सी देखी आपने?
मैं 1962 में कमीशन हो गया।
यू कमीशन आफ्टर द वॉर सर?
यस, लेकिन 65 में था। मेरा 65 का रोल तो बहुत जबरदस्त था। चीन के साथ मुठभेड़ हुआ था एज ए मिलिट्री हिस्टोरियन। समहाउ जो हमारा एक्शन है 1965 का, नाथुला, जेलपला, सेबुला, वो हिस्ट्री में अपीयर ही नहीं। फोर्ट पैरा थी हमारे साथ, उनको भी डेकोरेशन मिली और हमारी कैजुअलिटीज भी हुई हैं, लेकिन वो कैसे स्किप कर दिया, क्यों स्किप कर दिया, द नेशन डजंट नो।
माशरुकुद्दीन के घर पर अब बड़ी कार्रवाई हो रही है। हिस्ट्री शूटर बताया जा रहा है, फिनेंसर बताया जा रहा है, इस गांव का प्रधान भी है और कहा जा रहा है कि ये जो मकान मेरे पीछे आप देख रहे हैं, इसे नियमों को ताक पर रख कर बनाया गया। अब इसे गिराया जाएगा। उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में शरीक जो शूटर्स थे, उनको हथियार मुहैया कराना, उनको फंडिंग करने में ये शख्स।
अभी राजस्थान में मसला हुआ था भिवानी वाले में, उसमें वो जो मोनू मानेसर उसके साथी श्रीकांत पंडित है, उनकी धर्मपत्नी की पिटाई हुई, क्या क्या हुआ, बहुत सारी चीजें हुई। मामले में हरियाणा पुलिस की FIR के अलावा मतलब ये वो सारी चीजें हैं।
देखिए, एक इंडिविजुअल घटना को लेकर के परसेप्शन नहीं,
पर ये इतनी बड़ी बन जाती है सिचुएशन,
घटना बड़ी है। मैं उसको इसकी घटना की निंदा करता हूं मैं, लेकिन उसको ये कहें कि कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर खराब हो गया है, ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है।
पर ऐसा परसेप्शन बना दिया जाता है।
मैं कहता हूँ गलत बनाते हैं ना। आखिर तो हमने किसी दोषी को छोड़ा नहीं है।
He was in a speech addressing the Conservative Political Action Conference, a top annual event of the Republican Party and its support base. Indian-American Nikki Haley has now continued with her focus on America's foreign policy, where she said that Communist China is the strongest and the most disciplined enemy that the US has ever faced. Take a look at this report.
(2024) GOP presidential candidate Nikki Haley set futuristic vision at CPAC. Lashing out at China, she said that the dragon is the strongest and most disciplined enemy of the US.
China thinks the American era has passed. So do our enemies. But they're wrong. America is not past our prime. It's just that our politicians are past theirs.
Not just this, Haley also said that she will cut off all US foreign aid to China as president.
Some of them even support terrorists that try and kill our troops. To this day, we're giving foreign aid to Pakistan, Iraq, the Palestinians, and even communist Cuba and China. We need to stop trying to buy friends, and all we're doing is paying off our enemies. When I'm president, we will stop giving money to countries that hate America.
Taking a strong stand against Pakistan, she said US will stop sending aid to countries who harbor and support terrorists once she comes to power.
On Joe Biden's watch, we hit $31 trillion in national debt. He's put us on track to add $20 trillion more in the next 10 years. And by the way, some Republicans have helped him do that. We need to stop with the earmarks and pet projects once and for all.
Haley attacked President Joe Biden over federal spending, the rising level of federal debt, forgiveness for college loans. Haley's speech was welcomed by the audience. She is so far facing Trump in the 2024 race. Agency report for Republic TV.
The US has now announced a new $400 million military aid package for Ukraine that for the first time includes armored vehicles that can launch bridges, allowing troops to cross rivers or other such gaps. Here is the full story.
As the Russia-Ukraine war intensifies, today, the Biden-Harris administration is announcing its 33rd security assistance package for Ukraine using presidential drawdown authorities as we continue to surge weapons and equipment that Ukraine needs to defend itself against Russian aggression. This package includes more ammunition for U.S.-provided HIMARS and howitzers that Ukraine is using so effectively to defend itself, as well as ammunition for Bradley infantry fighting vehicles, armored vehicle launch bridges, and demolition munitions and equipment. The United States will continue to rally the world to support Ukraine.
The White House announces its 33rd military aid for Ukraine. The announcement that came just a week after a one-year anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine would be allowing Congress to nullify the city's laws for the first time in more than 3 decades. Agency report, Republic TV.
Stop sports action. The ICC rated the Holkar Stadium pitch as poor after Australia beat India by 9 wickets in a little over 2 days. Indian captain Rohit Sharma defended the nature of the pitch in the third test and said that it was the batters that would let their team down. Australian spinner Nathan becomes leading wicket taker after he broke the record of former Indian spinner Anil Kumble in the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Daniel Medvedev ended Novak Djokovic's perfect start at the Dubai Tennis Championship as he defeated world number 1. Viewers, much more coming up on the other side. Manish Sisodia to be produced in court shortly as his custody ends. For the 4th consecutive day now, Bulldozer action continues. Mafia Don's property razed.
सर पहली लड़ाई कौन सी देखी आपने?
मैं 1962 में कमीशन हो गया।
यू कमीशन आफ्टर द वॉर सर?
यस, लेकिन 65 में था। मेरा 65 का रोल तो बहुत जबरदस्त था। चीन के साथ मुठभेड़ हुआ था। एज ए मिलिट्री हिस्टोरियन समहाउ जो हमारा एक्शन है 1965 का नाथुला, जेलपला, सेबुला, वो हिस्ट्री में अपीयर ही नहीं। 4 पैरा थी हमारे साथ, उनको भी डेकोरेशन मिली और हमारी कैजुअलिटीज भी हुई हैं, लेकिन वो कैसे स्किप कर दिया, क्यों स्किप कर दिया, द नेशन डजंट नो।
अभी राजस्थान में मसला हुआ था भिवानी वाले में, उसमें वो जो मोनू मानेसर उसके साथी श्रीकांत पंडित है, उनकी धर्मपत्नी की पिटाई हुई, क्या क्या हुआ, बहुत सारी चीजें हुई। मामले में हरियाणा पुलिस की FIR के अलावा मतलब ये वो सारी चीजें हैं।
देखिए एक इंडिविजुअल घटना को लेकर के परसेप्शन नहीं,
पर ये इतनी बड़ी बन जाती
बड़ी
है
है,
सिचुएशन,
घटना बड़ी है। मैं उसको इसकी घटना की निंदा करता हूँ मैं, लेकिन उसको ये कहें कि कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर खराब हो गया है, ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है।
पर ऐसा परसेप्शन बना दिया जाता है।
मैं कहता हूँ गलत बनाते हैं ना। आखिर तो हमने किसी दोषी को छोड़ा नहीं है।
फोर्थ जनरेशन आपने बोला
जी,
फोर्थ जनरेशन वो जो सन
वही तो मैं कह रहा था
आपके
कि
ग्रैंडफादर, आपके फादर, आप
जो मैं मिस कर गया 20 दिन, वो विजयंत ने पूरा कर दिया कारगिल की लड़ाई।
सर कैप्टन विजयंत की क्या कहानी है हमारे दर्शक ये जानना चाहेंगे। व्हाट इज हिज स्टोरी लाइक? ही वाज विद टू राजपूत सर,
ही वाज विद टू राजपूत, 2 राजपूताना राइफल्स में थे। उनकी कहानी मैंने इस किताब में लिख दी है, विजयंत एट कारगिल।
मैं आपका पर्सनल व्यू जानना चाहता हूं। रेप के चार्ज में एक्यूज अंदर जेल, सीबीआई, बाबा राम रहीम, मनोहर लाल खट्टर का पर्सनल व्यू क्या, क्लैरिटी आनी चाहिए खट्टर साहब।
मैं बिल्कुल क्लियर हूं, जब तक मैं मुख्यमंत्री हूं तब तक मेरा कोई पर्सनल व्यू नहीं है।
करप्शन पे तो आप क्लियर थे।
करप्शन पर भी मुख्यमंत्री का ही जो विचार है वो ये है मेरा। जिस दिन मुझे अगर चेंज करने का कोई अवसर आएगा तो मुख्यमंत्री नहीं होगा तो चेंज करने की बात आएगी, करूंगा, नहीं करने की बात हो सकता है वो भी वही हो।
माशरुकुद्दीन के घर पर अब बड़ी कार्रवाई हो रही है। हिस्ट्री शूटर बताया जा रहा है, फिनेंसर बताया जा रहा है, इस गांव का प्रधान भी है और कहा जा रहा है कि ये जो मकान मेरे पीछे आप देख रहे हैं इसे नियमों को ताक पर रख कर बनाया गया, अब इसे गिराया जाएगा। उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में शरीक जो शूटर्स थे उनको हथियार मुहैया कराना, उनको फंडिंग करने में ये शख्स शामिल था। देखिए आलीशान 2 मंजिला ये मकान था जो माफिया ने बनाया था, जो गलत काम करके बनाया गया था, जिसकी फंडिंग गलत तरीके से हुई थी। अब उस मकान को विकास प्राधिकरण, प्रयागराज विकास प्राधिकरण गिरा रहा है।
अभी राजस्थान में मसला हुआ था भिवानी वाले में, उसमें वो जो मोनू मानेसर उसके साथी श्रीकांत पंडित है, उनकी धर्मपत्नी की पिटाई हुई, क्या क्या हुआ, बहुत सारी चीजें हुई। मामले में हरियाणा पुलिस की FIR के अलावा मतलब ये वो सारी चीजें हैं।
देखिए एक इंडिविजुअल घटना को लेकर के परसेप्शन नहीं,
पर ये इतनी बड़ी बन जाती है सिचुएशन,
घटना बड़ी है। मैं उसको इसकी घटना की निंदा करता हूँ मैं, लेकिन उसको ये कहें कि कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर खराब हो गया है, ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है।
पर ऐसा परसेप्शन बना दिया जाता है।
मैं कहता हूँ गलत बनाते हैं ना। आखिर तो हमने किसी दोषी को छोड़ा नहीं है।
फोर्थ जनरेशन आपने बोला
जी,
फोर्थ जनरेशन वो जो सन
वही तो मैं कह रहा था
आपके ग्रैंडफादर, आपके फादर, आप
जो मैं मिस कर गया 20 दिन, वो विजयंत ने पूरा कर दिया कारगिल की लड़ाई।
सर कैप्टन विजयंत की क्या कहानी है हमारे दर्शक ये जानना चाहेंगे। व्हाट इज हिज स्टोरी लाइक? ही वाज विद टू राजपूत सर,
ही वाज विद टू राजपूत, 2 राजपूताना राइफल्स में थे। उनकी कहानी मैंने इस किताब में लिख दी है, विजयंत एट कारगिल।
मैं आपका पर्सनल व्यू जानना चाहता हूं। रेप के चार्ज में एक्यूज अंदर जेल, सीबीआई, बाबा राम रहीम, मनोहर लाल खट्टर का पर्सनल व्यू क्या, क्लैरिटी आनी चाहिए खट्टर साहब।
मैं बिल्कुल क्लियर हूं, जब तक मैं मुख्यमंत्री हूं तब तक मेरा कोई पर्सनल व्यू नहीं है।
करप्शन पे तो आप क्लियर थे।
करप्शन पर भी मुख्यमंत्री का ही जो विचार है वो ये है मेरा। जिस दिन मुझे अगर चेंज करने का कोई अवसर आएगा तो मुख्यमंत्री नहीं होगा तो चेंज करने की बात आएगी, करूंगा, नहीं करने की बात हो सकता है वो भी वही हो।
माशरुकुद्दीन के घर पर अब बड़ी कार्रवाई हो रही है। हिस्ट्री शूटर बताया जा रहा है, फिनेंसर बताया जा रहा है, इस गांव का प्रधान भी है और कहा जा रहा है कि ये जो मकान मेरे पीछे आप देख रहे हैं इसे नियमों को ताक पर रख कर बनाया गया, अब इसे गिराया जाएगा। उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में शरीक जो शूटर्स थे उनको हथियार मुहैया कराना, उनको फंडिंग करने में ये शख्स शामिल था। देखिए आलीशान 2 मंजिला ये मकान था जो माफिया ने बनाया था, जो गलत काम करके बनाया गया था, जिसकी फंडिंग गलत तरीके से हुई थी। अब उस मकान को विकास प्राधिकरण, प्रयागराज विकास प्राधिकरण गिरा रहा है।
That India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, BHAAG, bhaglo meaning participate in the process of development. Or bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach.
The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle their secular.
सर पहली लड़ाई कौन सी देखी आपने?
मैं 1962 में कमीशन हो गया।
Are you commissioned after the war, sir?
यस, लेकिन 65 में था। मेरा 65 का रोल तो बहुत जबरदस्त था। चीन के साथ मुठभेड़ हुआ था। एज ए मिलिट्री हिस्टोरियन समहाउ जो हमारा एक्शन है 1965 का नाथुला, जेलपला, सेबुला, वो हिस्ट्री में अपीयर ही नहीं। और पैरा थी हमारे साथ, उनको भी डेकोरेशन मिली और हमारी कैजुअलिटीज भी हुई हैं। लेकिन वो कैसे स्किप कर दिया, क्यों स्किप कर दिया, द नेशन डजंट नो।
अभी राजस्थान में मसला हुआ था भिवानी वाले में, उसमें वो जो मोनू मानेसर उसके साथी श्रीकांत पंडित है, उनकी धर्मपत्नी की पिटाई हुई, क्या क्या हुआ, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हुई। मामले में हरियाणा पुलिस की FIR के अलावा मतलब ये वो सारी चीज़ें हैं।
देखिए एक इंडिविजुअल घटना को लेकर के परसेप्शन नहीं,
पर ये इतनी बड़ी बन जाती है सिचुएशन,
घटना बड़ी है। मैं उसको इसकी घटना की निंदा करता हूँ मैं, लेकिन उसको ये कहें कि कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर खराब हो गया है, ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है।
पर ऐसा परसेप्शन बना दिया जाता है।
मैं कहता हूँ गलत बनाते हैं ना। आखिर तो हमने किसी दोषी को छोड़ा नहीं है।
As right now, Manish Sisodia to be produced in court today. As his custody ends, court to also hear his bail plea. As bribe gate hits Karnataka, BJP's MLA goes absconding after 8 crore cash recovery. Congress launches protest against BJP over bribe gate, protesting Congress leaders detained. For the 4th consecutive day, Bulldozer action continues. The mafia don's property razed. While Congress hurls elitist insult, Prime Minister says Rahul has standard to speak at Oxford, while PM Modi has radio standard. Assam CM Himanta Biswa Sarma slams Rahul Gandhi for his comment on Pulwama and attempting to defame India. And getting you the big story of the day, Manish Sisodia, former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister, who was arrested last week in connection with Liquorgate, will be produced in court today as his CBI custody ends. He has also applied for bail and the hearing will be held today as well in the Rouse Avenue Court. In his bail application, he has submitted that he has joined probe as and when called for by the CBI. He further states that no fruitful purpose will be served by keeping him in custody as all recoveries have already been made. We have Anuj and Madhurima tracking the developments on this big story. But before that, let's listen in to what AAP Minister Saurabh Bharadwaj said on the case.
देखिए, जिस तरीके से केंद्र सरकार एजेंसीज का दुरुपयोग करके महीनों तक मंत्रियों को जेल में रखने का प्रयास कर रही है, ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि कोर्ट में भी और जनता में भी ये मैसेज जाए कि सीबीआई और ईडी का दुरुपयोग जो है राजनीतिक दुश्मनी निकालने के लिए किया जा रहा है और जितने भी लीगल फोरम्स पे हम ये बात रख सकते हैं वहाँ हम रखेंगे।
So Sisodia will be produced in court in a short while from now. Madhurima is reporting from outside the Rouse Avenue court. Madhurima, you've been closely tracking the developments as far as Manish Sisodia is concerned. If you can tell our viewers at what time is Manish Sisodia set to leave the CBI office and at what time will he be produced in a court today?
Well, Sanika, the former Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia is all set to be produced here at the Rouse Avenue Court at around 2 p.m. But let me take you straight to the pictures that speak that the Deputy Chief Minister will be brought here soon. As you can see, that the heavy barricading has just been done on the road so as to map the traffic and so as to make sure that, after 15-20 minutes, this entire road will be shut and there will be no traffic movement at all. This speaks that Sisodia will be brought here soon because the traffic management, as you can see, has already begun. The security has been beefed up in the entire vicinity. Manish Sisodia today will also be applying for a bail, Sanika, because he has also said in his bail plea that he has always adhered to all the summons by the Central Bureau of Investigation and that he will continue to do so in the near future as well. But remember, the CBI during the last time at the Rouse Avenue Court in front of the judge had said that Manish Sisodia was evasive and was dodging multiple questions, and which is why it was imperative for the court to award CBI its custody. So we'll have to wait and watch as to what will the CBI said if they want to extend the custody, if they are going to ask for more custody of the Deputy Chief Minister. But at the same time, we've seen that the bail plea simply asserts that he is going to adhere to all the summons and is going to fully cooperate. Remember, the CBI had sought for this custody the last time based on multiple evidences that it had found after multiple arrests were made, multiple interrogations were done, and specifically on the basis of a very crucial statement that was recorded in front of a magistrate under Article 164 by a bureaucrat that told that allegedly it was Manish Sisodia who tweaked the entire matter into the favor of a couple of liquor companies, and then the alleged scam took place. So, Sanika, remember that this entire case unraveled when the Principal Secretary highlighted a couple of loopholes to the Lieutenant Governor, asserting that there was an unnecessary haste adopted by the Aam Aadmi Party government and specifically Manish Sisodia to pass this liquor license, this liquor policy, I beg your pardon. But what, to the benefit of the CBI, there have been multiple, evidences combed out of many interrogations. So we'll have to wait and watch, Sanika, as to what happens at 2. Will the CBI ask for more custody and will they tell us that whether Mr. Sisodia is cooperating now or not?
Yes, and Madhurima, as you report from outside the Rouse Avenue court, where Sisodia will be brought in from some time, will be brought in a short while from now. We have Harsha reporting from outside the CBI headquarters. Manish Sisodia is currently lodged there. He's in CBI custody. Cutting across to Harsha to get a sense of the preparations being made there ahead of Manish Sisodia's appearance in court. Harsha, over to you.
Manish Sisodia is in CBI custody, and today the CBI custody of Manish Sisodia ends, and everyone is eyeing on what exactly CBI prosecutors are going to tell the court regarding the investigation point of view, regarding the questions he's been cooperative or not. He has answered to such 13 questions
or not. He has answered to such 13 questions which the officers have been asking him or not. Let me give you a sense of the place from where I'm reporting. The barricades have been put up and the entire roads are blocked. The routes have been deviated. The routes which the roads which goes towards Lodhi Road, Mathura Road and towards the Lutyens zone all have been blocked and deviated by the police officers. Huge police personnel are also deployed here because as we saw on February 26th also that there were AAP Karyakartas who were protesting outside BJP headquarters. So that AAP Karyakartas don't juggle up here outside CBI office. Therefore the routes have been blocked. Huge security personnel have also been deployed over here here, and we are expecting that Manish Sisodia will be taken out of CBI custody at around 1:30 so that they reaches Rouse Avenue Court around 2 o'clock, which is not much far from the place from where I am reporting outside CBI office. Also, Sanika, let me show you this route also, because the main entrance, there are 3 entrances of CBI headquarters. All the entrances have been blocked. Security persons have been deployed. RAF, CRPF, Delhi police personnel. All these 3 forces have been deployed to control any sort of protest which Karyakartas will be carrying out. But till now, it doesn't seem like that
Yes.
Aam Aadmi Party Karyakartas are anywhere here near the area. So, Sanika, let's wait for 1:30 when Manish Sisodia will be taken out from CBI headquarters.
Yes, and in connection with the same case, Harsha, we're also getting news that YSRCP MP Magunta Srinivasulu Reddy's son, Magunta Raghava, his judicial custody has been extended. He will be in custody till March 18th. This is in the same Delhi liquor scam. We are keeping a close watch on the developments in the national capital as Sisodia will be presented in court in a short while from now. Moving on to the other big story of the day. From the poll-bound state of Karnataka, where bribe-gate allegations have hit BJP, and now we're getting information on the kind of probe that the Lokayukta is conducting. What we are getting to know is that KSDL Employees Union has made massive allegations against the BJP MLA Virupakshappa and the board of KSDL. Now, they have alleged that this scam runs to the tunes of hundreds of crores. They've released certain documents and alleged that the entire board colluded with the chairman to mint money. KSDL Employees Union President has said that tenders were awarded to companies who quoted double the price for basic raw materials, which could have been obtained at 50% cost. So basically, tenders were inflated and the entire board colluded with the chairman so as to make money, so as to seek bribes, is the allegation coming in from the KSDL Employees Union. This is the same board, the KSDL board, that the BJP MLA was chairing. We have Prajwal joining us live. We have Prajwal joining us live on this broadcast with this breaking news development that is taking place. Prajwal, the MLA is still absconding, is what we are getting to know. 8 crore cash has been seized from his son's office and house. MLA is missing. The scam allegedly runs to the tune of hundreds of crores. This is as per the allegations made by the union. If you can tell our viewers about these allegations that are now emerging, the documents that are now emerging as far as this case is concerned.
Now, the sort of documents that has been given by the KSDL Employees Union states and shows irregularities in the procurement indent as well as the manual indent as well, meaning to state that the cost for oil, the cost for raw materials in preparing this particular soap, which is the Mysore sandal soap, is much higher than what is the base price exactly. So now the Employees Union are going on to allege that it is not only the chairman who received the kickback, but it also includes the managing director, who is an IAS officer by the name of Uma Shankar, and also the quality controller, the general manager, and the entire board who have received kickback. And this is not happening only since the past few months. This has happened for past several years, and this has also been brought to the notice of Chief Minister Baswaraj Bommai as well. But so far, no sort of action was taken, is what the union has alleged. But they are still stating that they are positive that action will be taken. In this particular regard now, the Lokayukta will begin questioning of the prime accused, Madal Prashant, in this case from Monday onwards, after which all the employees, mainly the managing director of the KSDL, will also be called in for questioning by the Lokayukta, because now material evidence which has been seized from the house of the MLA and his son is also pointing out to the role of bureaucrats in the state of Karnataka who were involved allegedly in receiving kickbacks. So far now, the Lokayukta had remained tight-lipped about who these bureaucrats are, and they have stated that they will file additional complaints and additional FIRs will be booked once they know that the role of these bureaucrats will be established. This is one of the major, this is one of the major information that is coming in through. And now when it comes to KSDL, only in the year of 2021 to 2022, the scam is worth 300 crore rupees is what the KSDL Union Employees Association President Shiv Shankar, who spoke to Republic exclusively, is alleging. And he also went on to quote an example stating that if a fragrance oil for 1 kg will cost 1,500 rupees, the bidder for providing this raw manufacturing material is bidding it at a cost of 2,800 rupees, meaning to state that he's quoting around 50% more than what the original price is. And in this 50%, 30% of this is going as cut money to the entire management of the Karnataka Soaps and Detergents Limited, and after which he will receive the remaining money as well. So these are some major allegations, and these evidences and documents are now being submitted to the Lokayukta, and the Lokayukta will also take up further investigation after looking at these documents which are being now provided by the KSDL Employees Union.
Prajwal, as we continue to report on this big development, the big breaking news that you're getting to us, in which we have a document released by the union, and you've spoken to the union head, to the employees union head, who is making this massive allegation. Let's listen in to that interview.
You have made some massive allegations stating that corruption in KSDL is running to the tune of hundreds of crore rupees. Over 300 crore rupees is the allegations made. Why are you saying this? And secondly, you also stated that even the managing director is directly or indirectly responsible for this scam.
Sir, you all know that KSDL is under public undertaking. That is a government of Karnataka running the prestigious company, and it is 107-year-old company. And KSDL is producing that sandal soap. Worldwide is famous. And I can say this is an ambassador to our country, because that kind of a prestige event. Nalmudi Krishna Rajendra Vadiyar and Sarvi Vishwesvaraya has started this company. Our sandal oil extraction is there in Mysore, where we take the sandalwood and extract the sandal oil. And out of that we produce this sandal soap. That is the history. And why it is happening now since 2 days, the whole scandal is going on because proper procedure has not been followed. See, you know, in public sector, the major document is the purchase manual. Yes. And then second one is the store manual. And there will be the responsibility, delegation of power that we can delegation of powers is also indicated in the system. This is all totally has been decided in the board of directors when the board. When that is the case, if you are not produced all these documents, followed all these documents, then the blunder is committed by the officials. See, Madal Virupakshappa, as for the delegation of power, is only presiding authority. But the major responsibility is only that particularly the managing director, Dr. Mahesh is the main responsible person. Apart from that, there is a committee, that is a purchase committee. That purchase committee also has got members in the purchase committee. There is in purchase committee, there is a one R&D manager. See, one purchase committee constituted under the guidance of one general manager, PNC, that is Purchase Negotiation Committee, Mr. Umashankar Appali. He is the chairman. In that committee, there are members. R&D manager is also there by name Dr. Chidanand. And there is another manager, QCD, that is the quality control, there is another name by Nagraj. Then there is a deputy general manager of materials, Sundarmurthy. And then GM Finance, Avinash Gupta. These are all the people are there in the system, the purchase committee. When there is a purchase committee, it is their responsibility. The whole affair is going on because if you can see how this committee is working. See, now Madal Virupakshappa, if he say that you do this, then what is, as being an IAS officer, what is your responsibility? And what is the responsibility of this committee?
And the opposition staged a protest this morning. We had a big protest march by Congress leaders led by former Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. In fact, this protest march was stalled and leaders were also detained for marching towards the Chief Minister's residence. We spoke to some of these leaders before the protest march. Let's listen in to what they said.
Is it not a fact that always he was telling that our government is a corruption-free government? What is this going on in the government? No, we never supported terrorism. It is in fact, Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi died for what? Because of the terrorism.
So till
why Congress party is supporting terrorism? See, Amit Shah is also lying. He's also a great liar.
Since 2 years, not only our party, JDS and the contractors associations and a lot of public, they were telling about 40% commission. See, this is a proof. Not only this incident, wherever you go in BJP government, same thing is happening. Now we urge Bommai to resign from the Chief Minister's post.
Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is all set to pay a 4-day visit to India from March 8th with an aim to boost overall bilateral engagement in a range of areas including trade, investment and critical minerals. It will be his first visit to India after becoming the Prime Minister in May last year. Here's a report.
Australian PM Anthony Albanese will arrive in Ahmedabad on March 8th on the day of Holi. This comes after Albanese accepted the invitation of his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi to participate in the annual summit to discuss areas of cooperation under the India-Australia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. Albanese will be accompanied by Minister for Trade and Tourism Dawn Farrell and Minister for Resources and Northern Australia Madeleine King, besides a high-level business delegation. He will also visit Mumbai on March 9th before arriving in New Delhi later in the day. The ties between India and Australia have been on an upswing in the last few years. The strategic partnership between the two countries was elevated to a comprehensive strategic partnership in June 2020. The Australian PM's visit is expected to provide further momentum to this comprehensive strategic partnership. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And we're getting these pictures from Rajanna Sirisila in Telangana, where Telangana Congress Chief Revanth Reddy's convoy met with an accident when a vehicle in the group applied brakes. Around 5 other vehicles that were following this vehicle dashed each other. The airbags of the vehicles opened. One person has sustained minor injuries. Now Aneri is joining us to give us more details about this accident that has taken place. Aneri, over to you.
Well, Sanika, we have been seeing how this incident was reported just some time back when a group of vehicles, a convoy of Telangana Congress Chief Revanth Reddy was on its way in Rajanna Sirisila district of Telangana, where we see that a group of vehicles, a convoy of Revanth Reddy was following his car, and at that time one of the vehicle applied sudden brake and following other cars collided with each other, and that is the reason why we see that this incident has been reported in Rajanna Sirisila district. Well, our officials have confirmed that one person has sustained minor injuries and other vehicles also got damaged because of this incident which has been reported. Well, yes. Now no other serious injuries have been reported, but yes, one person has sustained injury in this particular incident which has been reported when Revanth Reddy is on his way to Rajanna Sirisila district. Well, his convoy met with an accident following 5 other vehicles were injured in this particular incident.
Yes, thank you very much, Aneri, for giving us those details. And we're heading into break right now. After the break, we'll get you a live report from the CBI headquarters and Razed Avenue Court, where Manish Sisodia will be produced in a short while from now. And also, Yogi Adityanath bulldozer action continues for the fourth straight day. Mafia Don's son's property is being razed in Mau.
सर पहली लड़ाई कौन सी देखी आपने?
मैं 1962 में कमीशन हो गया।
यू कमीशन आफ्टर द वॉर सर?
यस, लेकिन 65 में था। मेरा 65 का रोल तो बहुत जबरदस्त था। चीन के साथ मुठभेड़ हुआ था। एज ए मिलिट्री हिस्टोरियन समहाउ जो हमारा एक्शन है 1965 का नाथुला, जेलपला, सेबुला, वो हिस्ट्री में अपीयर ही नहीं। और पैरा थी हमारे साथ, उनको भी डेकोरेशन मिली और हमारी कैजुअलिटीज भी हुई हैं, लेकिन वो कैसे स्किप कर दिया, क्यों स्किप कर दिया, द नेशन डजंट नो।
Amity faculty have filed over 1,700 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been conferred with the National Intellectual Property Award by Government of India for being the top Indian academic institution for patents and commercialization.
सर पहली लड़ाई कौन सी देखी आपने?
मैं 1962 में कमीशन हो गया।
यू कमीशन आफ्टर द वॉर सर?
यस, लेकिन 65 में था। मेरा 65 का रोल तो बहुत जबरदस्त था। चीन के साथ मुठभेड़ हुआ था। एज ए मिलिट्री हिस्टोरियन समहाउ जो हमारा एक्शन है 1965 का नाथुला, जेलपला, सेबुला, वो हिस्ट्री में अपीयर ही नहीं। और पैरा थी हमारे साथ, उनको भी डेकोरेशन मिली और हमारी कैजुअलिटीज भी हुई हैं, लेकिन वो कैसे स्किप कर दिया, क्यों स्किप कर दिया, द नेशन डजंट नो।
That India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, B-H-A-G, bhaglo meaning participate in the process of development. Or bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle their secular gangsters. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the weak negativity and corruption that people like Atiq Ahmed and gangster politicians have come to represent. Doesn't Atiq Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari and a whole lot of this gangster scum, the fact that Yogi gets them groveling, doesn't it make you want to rejoice? And that's why I began by saying that you know that India has changed when gangster scum like Atiq Ahmed run for cover.
अभी राजस्थान में मसला हुआ था भिवानी वाले में, उसमें वो जो मोनू मानेसर उसके साथी श्रीकांत पंडित है, उनकी धर्मपत्नी की पिटाई हुई, क्या क्या हुआ, बहुत सारी चीजें हुई। मामले में हरियाणा पुलिस की FIR के अलावा मतलब ये वो सारी चीजें हैं।
देखिए एक इंडिविजुअल घटना को लेकर के परसेप्शन नहीं,
पर ये इतनी बड़ी बन जाती है
सिचुएशन, बड़ी है। मैं उसको इसकी घटना की निंदा करता हूँ मैं, लेकिन उसको ये कहें कि कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर खराब हो गया है, ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है।
पर ऐसा परसेप्शन बना दिया जाता है।
मैं कहता हूँ गलत बनाते हैं ना। आखिर तो हमने किसी दोषी को छोड़ा नहीं है।
फोर्थ जनरेशन आपने बोला
जी,
फोर्थ जनरेशन वो जो सन्स,
वही तो मैं कह रहा था।
आपके ग्रैंडफादर, आपके फादर, आप
जो मैं मिस कर गया 20 दिन, वो विजयंत ने पूरा कर दिया कारगिल की लड़ाई।
सर कैप्टन विजयंत की क्या कहानी है, हमारे दर्शक ये जानना चाहेंगे। व्हाट इज हिज स्टोरी? लाइक ही वाज विद टू राजवीर सर?
ही वाज विद टू राजवीर, 2 राजपूताना राइफल्स में थे। उनकी कहानी मैंने इस किताब में लिख दी है, विजयंत एट कारगिल।
मैं आपका पर्सनल व्यू जानना चाहता हूं। रेप के चार्ज में एक्यूज अंदर जेल, CBI, बाबा राम रहीम, मनोहर लाल खट्टर का पर्सनल व्यू के क्लैरिटी आनी चाहिए खट्टर साहब।
मैं बिल्कुल क्लियर हूं, जब तक मैं मुख्यमंत्री हूं तब तक मेरा कोई पर्सनल व्यू नहीं है।
करप्शन पे तो आप क्लियर थे।
करप्शन पर भी मुख्यमंत्री का ही जो विचार है वो ये है मेरा। जिस दिन मुझे अगर चेंज करने का कोई अवसर आएगा तो मुख्यमंत्री नहीं होगा तो चेंज करने की बात आएगी, करूंगा, नहीं करने की बात हो सकता है वो भी वही हो।
माशरुकुद्दीन के घर पर अब बड़ी कार्रवाई हो रही है। हिस्ट्री शीटर बताया जा रहा है, फिनेंसर बताया जा रहा है, इस गांव का प्रधान भी है और कहा जा रहा है कि जो मकान मेरे पीछे आप देख रहे हैं इसे नियमों को ताक पर रख कर बनाया गया। अब इसे गिराया जाएगा। उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में शरीक जो शूटर्स थे उनको हथियार मुहैया कराना, उनको फंडिंग करने में ये शख्स शामिल था। देखिए आलीशान 2 मंजिला ये मकान था जो माफिया ने बनाया था, जो गलत काम करके बनाया गया था, जिसकी फंडिंग गलत तरीके से हुई थी। अब उस मकान को विकास प्राधिकरण प्रयागराज विकास प्राधिकरण गिरा रहा है।
अभी राजस्थान में मसला हुआ था भिवानी वाले में, उसमें वो जो मोनू मानेसर उसके साथी श्रीकांत पंडित है, उनकी धर्मपत्नी की पिटाई हुई, क्या क्या हुआ, बहुत सारी चीजें हुई। मामले में हरियाणा पुलिस की FIR के अलावा मतलब ये वो सारी चीजें हैं।
देखिए एक इंडिविजुअल घटना को लेकर के परसेप्शन नहीं,
पर ये इतनी बड़ी बन जाती
बड़ी
है,
घटना बड़ी है। मैं उसको इसकी घटना की निंदा करता हूँ मैं, लेकिन उसको ये कहें कि कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर खराब हो गया है, ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है।
पर ऐसा परसेप्शन बना दिया जाता है।
मैं कहता हूँ गलत बनाते हैं ना। आखिर तो हमने किसी दोषी को छोड़ा नहीं है।
फोर्थ जनरेशन आपने बोला
जी,
4th जनरेशन वो जो सन्स,
वही तो मैं कह रहा था।
आपके ग्रैंडफादर, आपके फादर, आप
जो मैं मिस कर गया 20 दिन, वो विजयंत ने पूरा कर दिया कारगिल की लड़ाई।
सर कैप्टन विजयंत की क्या कहानी?
Viewers, we have live visuals on our screens of Manish Sisodia, former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister, being taken to the Rouse Avenue court on the completion of his 5-day remand. He is also parallelly applied for bail, and that is a matter that is likely to be taken up by the court as well. On the other hand, the Aam Aadmi Party is protesting in large numbers as we speak over the matter. Manish Sisodia has been in custody of the CBI in the Delhi excise policy scam, quote-unquote Liquorgate scandal, for 5 days after the arrest from his home, where raids had been ongoing for about 8 hours 6 days earlier. There you see we have the best visuals of Manish Sisodia being taken from the CBI headquarters, where he has been lodged, to the Rouse Avenue court complex. We'll be getting you our reporters on the ground to tell you exactly what the CBI is likely to seek in this hearing in the Rouse Avenue court. We'd also seen how just a couple of days back, when the Supreme Court had been moved seeking for bail, it had asked Manish Sisodia to go to another forum. It had opened the way for that, but it had declined to hear his plea at that time against the custody granted to the CBI. We have Anuj joining us now from the CBI headquarters, and we have Madhurima with us from the Rouse Avenue court. Let's go over to Madhurima first, where I presume we now know what time it will take for Manish Sisodia to get there. I think, Madhurima, Manish Sisodia is just a couple of minutes away from you. What is the scene over there? What is the CBI likely to ask for? What is Manish Sisodia's strategy?
Well, yes, Ankit, as you can see, any moment from now will that barricades will be moved, and the convoy that will be accompanying Manish Sisodia, the former Deputy Chief Minister, will be heading towards the Rouse Avenue court. As you can see, the massive security deployment that has been put in front of the court over here only depicts that the entire security detail is prepared to receive the former Deputy Chief Minister. You can see heavy barricading and a separate alley for the media. Separate, the entire traffic has been stopped. People who have to go to the court are being escorted by the police officials. Delhi police, along with the team of CRPF, manning the gates of the Rouse Avenue court. In any time soon, the Deputy Chief Minister will be here. Now, what will be the course today inside the court? The CBI it's highly likely that they will be asking for more custody, extension of custody. Last time it was the CBI was awarded 5 days custody. The last time they had said that the Deputy Chief Minister Ankit was not cooperating and was evasive. We'll have to find out today. We'll find out that what the CBI has to say, that whether Mr. Sisodia was cooperating. Did he cooperate in these past 5 days or not, Ankit? Because in the bail plea that has also been applied by the council representing Manish Sisodia asserts that he has always adhered to all the summons issued by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Also at the same time, he has always been present at any point of investigation, and that there is no point of keeping him inside the custody. We'll take you back to the visuals as I speak about the case as to last time when the entire arguments were happening in front of the Rouse Avenue Court. The CBI said that Manish Sisodia was dodging many questions, and that in the past couple of months the CBI had arrested a couple of people. They have interrogated and combed out a lot of evidence. When presented with that evidence, Manish Sisodia chose not to answer and to dodge that question, forcing the Central Bureau of Investigation to arrest Manish Sisodia and then seek custody. After that, the counsel for Manish Sisodia had said that the tweaks that the CBI is talking, the evidence that the CBI is talking, the entire final excise policy was okayed by the Lieutenant Governor. Why now interrogation at the against him? So this was the argument that was put forth by Manish Sisodia. We also know that after the custody was granted to the Central Bureau of Investigation, Sisodia had also knocked the doors of the Supreme Court as well, Ankit, where the Supreme Court denied hearing and asked Sisodia's counsel Abhishek Manu Singhvi to knock the doors of the competent court, or at least come through the path of the Delhi High Court. So this what happened at the Supreme Court. Now that the 5-day custody has ended, we'll have to see as to what more evidence has the CBI gathered, because the CBI will have to produce some more evidence, some more very concrete arguments in front of the court if they want the custody of the Deputy Chief Minister, Ankit. So we'll have to wait and watch. As we know, the security has been heavily deployed here. We'll be bringing the first visuals of the former Deputy Chief Minister for our viewers as my camera person Surinder Shah.
Absolutely. And as you can see also, even as Madhurima awaits at the Rouse Avenue Court Complex, we are told that the Aam Aadmi Party office or in that vicinity, there is a massive protest ongoing. You saw just a short while back, Amanatullah Khan is leading it. Let's listen in. A fairly large protest being carried out by the Aam Aadmi Party. You can see they're face to face with the anti-riot personnel also over there. There are barricades in place, but the Aam Aadmi Party clearly not letting this go. This arrest of Manish Sisodia has been somewhat of a watershed moment insofar as the party's treatment and handling of the various corruption allegations against it go. We've seen Satyendra Jain and Manish Sisodia formally resign from their positions as ministers. However, they remain ministers without portfolio. Manish Sisodia is no longer the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi. In fact, nobody is. It's the other 4 ministers in the Kejriwal cabinet that now have all the various posts allocated to them. It remains, of course, to be seen how the events at the court unfold. I think and I believe that he's about to reach. We have Harsha also at the CBI headquarters. Harsha, what is the CBI likely to seek? What has the last 5 days of custodial interrogation yielded? What more can you tell us about the legal strategies at play?
Exactly, Ankit. Now 5 days of interrogation. What Manish Sisodia have responded to the questions of CBI officers and what not. All will be told by the CBI legal prosecutors in front of the judge if they want more days of the custody of Deputy CM Manish Sisodia. But if we talk about 5 days back, because the CBI custody was of 5 days, if we talk about February 26, when the CBI prosecutors produced Manish Sisodia, and when they argued in the court, they clearly stated that Manish Sisodia was being incooperative. He didn't answer to any of the questions. Meanwhile, he also didn't tell about the documents and pen drive, about everything which CBI agency, CBI officers were asking him continuously. That was the reason and the grounds of the arrest which were made. While if we talk about Manish Sisodia, lawyers, they were stating that because Manish Sisodia is not answering, that could not be the ground of arrest. Now today we have to see that in this 5 days interrogation of CBI, whether Deputy CM Manish Sisodia have informed or told CBI agencies anything or not regarding the questions which were asked by the agency, because some very important questions regarding the document, regarding the pen drive, regarding the hatching of the plan, because the CBI agencies have clearly stated the entire plan was hatched by Deputy CM Manish Sisodia and was secretly framed by him as well. Therefore, there are certain questions which he needs to answer, and if he has not answered that questions in the span of 5 days, then CBI will again ask for the custody of Deputy CM Manish Sisodia. But this time for how many days and how many days CBI will be given custody or not, that has to be seen. But Manish Sisodia in his bail application has clearly mentioned that the custody of CBI there will be no fruitful purpose of my custody to the agency. That he has stated in his bail application as well. Now we have to see that today Manish Sisodia's lawyers, what are they going to argue inside court regarding the arrest, regarding his custody, because Supreme Court has already refused to intervene in this entire matter. They have clearly stated that there are more sufficient legal remedies to Manish Sisodia where he can go and talk about it, and he can approach to High Court as well. Supreme Court has refused, so now Aam Aadmi Party is also trying their best to move to High Court, because they already stated that they will move to High Court. And today AAP Karyakartas are also protesting outside DDU Marg, outside Aam Aadmi Party office, because Aam Aadmi Party leaders have clearly been stating that this is all dirty politics and political vendetta. Now we have to see today that what the judge of Rouse Avenue Court hears when the arguments from both sides will be kept in front of him, and whether CBI will be given custody of further more days, and that of how many days. Ankit, back to you.
Absolutely. We are likely, like Harsha said, to find out in just the next couple of minutes. I believe they have reached the court complex. Over to Madhurima, who's at the court complex. Madhurima, what do you see? We'll just get you viewers. Manish Sisodia has reached the Rouse Avenue Court complex. He has just entered. We have our reporters on the ground who have been bringing us minute-to-minute information. We've been tracking his entire drive from the CBI headquarters, where he had been lodged for the last 5 days, to the Rouse Avenue Court, where it is presumed that the CBI may or may not seek additional custody. He has a bail plea also. Manish Sisodia is going to try and get bail. He has been in custodial interrogation for the last 5 days. What has that yielded is the big question. Meanwhile, the Aam Aadmi Party continues its protests at its own premises, at its DDU office. We are told that's where this protest is ongoing. We've seen a couple of its MLAs and leaders also as part of the protests. They're eyeball to eyeball with the CRPF over there. Amanatullah Khan had been seen standing on top of a barricade. At both the Rouse Avenue Court complex and also at the site of this protest, there is heavy deployment of anti-riot personnel and CRPF personnel. Meanwhile, we also have BJP spokesperson Sambit Patra speaking. Let's listen in.
चाइना की जो कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी है वो हार्मोनी कोट अनकोट, क्योंकि अंग्रेजी में उनका भाषण था, दे वांट हार्मनी, वो हार्मनी चाहती है। उन्होंने कहा कि मैंने पूछा कि क्या चीन एक राष्ट्र है, इस चाइना अ नेशन, तो किसी ने उन्हें चाइना एक नेशन क्यों है वो समझाया कि चाइना में येलो रिवर है और येलो रिवर ही चाइना को एक नेशन के रूप में बांधती है। जब चाइना येलो रिवर के उफान को कंट्रोल कर लेती है तो चाइना महान बन जाती है और चाइना एक राष्ट्र बन जाता है। राहुल गांधी ने येलो रिवर देखा, ठीक बात है, मगर राहुल गांधी जी को इतने बड़े यात्रा करने के बाद गंगा नहीं दिखी। राहुल गांधी जी गंगा नहीं देख पाए और हिंदुस्तान एक राष्ट्र है ये वो मानते नहीं है। वो वहां भी जाके कह रहे थे कि एक एग्रीमेंट है, एक समझौता है। इंडिया इज एन एग्रीमेंट। चाइना हार्मनी चाहती है, वहां नेशनलिज्म है क्योंकि वहां येलो रिवर है, गंगा उन्हें दिखा नहीं, क्योंकि देखने की कोशिश नहीं की। मुझे आश्चर्य है, राहुल गांधी विदेश की भूमि में जाकर कहते हैं कि हम ऑपोजिशन के लीडर हैं, हमें बोलने नहीं दिया जाता है। वो वहां कहते हैं कि हमारे टेलीफोन के अंदर पेगासस छोड़ दिया गया है और केवल मेरे ही नहीं, विपक्ष के तमाम जो लीडरान हैं उन सब के मोबाइल फोन के अंदर पेगासस था। और उन्हें इंटेलिजेंस ऑफिसर, जो इंटेलिजेंस ऑफिसर राहुल गांधी जी के मोबाइल में पेगासस छोड़कर उनकी बातों को सुन रहे थे, उन्हीं इंटेलिजेंस ऑफिसर्स ने राहुल गांधी को फोन करके कहा, अरे यहां वहां की बात मत करना, ये जो आप लेन देन की बातें करते हो ना, वो सब रिकॉर्डिंग हो रही है, क्योंकि हमने तुम्हारे में पेगासस लगा दिया है। राहुल जी, ये पेगासस लगा दिया था, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जांच कमेटी बैठाई, जांच कमेटी ने कहा आप अपने अपने मोबाइल दीजिए, हम जांच करके देखते हैं उसमें पेगासस है कि क्या है। क्यों नहीं दिया? क्यों नहीं दिया अपना मोबाइल? आपने ना आपने अपना मोबाइल जांच करने के लिए दिया, ना किसी ने आपके पार्टी में से अपने मोबाइल को जांच करने के लिए दिया, और जाके कैम्ब्रिज में कह रहे हैं कि हमारे मोबाइल के अंदर पेगासस है, हमारे मोबाइल में जासूसी हो रही है। राहुल जी, जासूसी कैसे होती थी और सरकारें जासूसी कैसे कराती थी, मैं उसका उदाहरण देता हूं। यूपीए 2 के अंदर याद करिए, वित्त मंत्री प्रणब मुखर्जी, बाद में जो महामहिम राष्ट्रपति बने, आदरणीय प्रणब मुखर्जी जी कह रहे थे मेरे कमरे को बग कराया है कांग्रेस पार्टी के एक बड़े मंत्री ने, चिदम्बरम साहब ने। सोनिया गांधी जी के कहने पर मेरे कमरे को बग कराया गया है और मैं जो बातें करता हूं वो सारी बातें सोनिया जी सुन लेती। ये तो आप अपने घर के अंदर कर रहे थे। 9000 फोन टैप होता था, यह तो आपने आरटीआई में रिप्लाई दिया है कि यूपीए 2 के कार्यकाल में 9000 फोन, संख्या बढ़ के 1 लाख फोन, और रोज 500 ईमेल पढ़े जाते थे जासूसी करके। ये तो आपने आरटीआई के माध्यम से और पब्लिक फोरम में मौजूद है। और तो और तत्कालीन प्रधानमंत्री डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह ने बिजनेस कम्युनिटी को एड्रेस करते हुए बड़े स्पष्ट रूप से कहा था, हां, देश की सुरक्षा के लिए हम फोन टेपिंग कराते हैं। आप फोन टेपिंग कराते थे, आप ईमेल चोरी चोरी चुपके चुपके पढ़ते थे, आप अपने मंत्रियों की बातों को सुनते थे, उनके कमरों को बग कराते थे, और यहां जांच होने के बावजूद अपने मोबाइल फोन को आपने सबमिट भी नहीं किया, और जाके विदेश के भूमि में कहते हैं कि हमारे देश में खतरा है, हमारे देश में फोन टेपिंग होती है, हमारे देश में लोकतंत्र नहीं है। और मुझे दुख इस बात का है, जो लोग वहां ऑडियंस में बैठे थे कैम्ब्रिज में, उनमें से हमारे किसी सम्मानित सिख बंधु की तरफ हाथ करते हुए कहा उन्होंने कि आप तो सिख हैं, कि आप हिंदुस्तानी हैं? उन्होंने कहा हां, मैं हिंदुस्तान से हूं। फिर उन्होंने पूछा क्या आप मुस्लिम हैं? उन्होंने कहा हां। क्या आप हिंदुस्तान से? कहा हां। फिर कहते हैं कि हिंदुस्तान में सिख, ईसाई और मुसलमान जो हैं वो तो सेकेंड क्लास सिटीजन है, वो तो द्वयम दर्जे के नागरिक हैं। आप सोच के देखिए, हिंदुस्तान को डैमेज करने के लिए, टू डिस्ट्रॉय द फैब्रिक ऑफ इंडिया, राहुल गांधी और गांधी परिवार किस कद तक नीचे गिर सकता है, कहां तक ये जा सकते हैं। मुझे आज सोचने के लिए मजबूर किया है वो 1 घंटे के स्पीच ने राहुल गांधी का। इज मिस्टर गांधी एक्टिंग एज ए एजेंट? हिंदुस्तान को नीचे गिराने के लिए अगर कोई एजेंसी काम कर रही है, उस एजेंसी के एजेंट के रूप में कहीं राहुल गांधी ऑन पेरोल काम तो नहीं कर रहे हैं? क्योंकि ये जो सवाल
Viewers, these are live visuals that have come in of Manish Sisodia inside the Rouse Avenue Court Complex. You can see he's surrounded, but clearly visible. There he is in the red maroon t-shirt with a number of people around him, including police as well as CRPF personnel. He's been taken inside the court where the judge will shortly preside on the hearing of his bail, or rather his continued remand. We await to hear how much, if at all, the CBI will seek remand, and whether or not they have found anything in their custodial interrogation over the last 5 days. But as of right now, his 5-day custody has ended. It was scheduled till March the 4th. And these are the first visuals coming in of Manish Sisodia himself today. We had tracked his entire route from the CBI's headquarters to the Rouse Avenue court. We'd seen how he had been brought there with a number of vehicles surrounding in the convoy, and there was a tight security presence at the Rouse Avenue court complex as well. A lot of security personnel and anti-riot personnel there. There is a protest ongoing at the Aam Aadmi Party office at the DDU road. We've been showing you glimpses of that as well, with some of the party's leaders in attendance, including the likes of Amanatullah Khan and some other MLAs, I presume. We can see these visuals on our screens right now. There appears to be almost no room to maneuver between the protesters and the anti-riot personnel. We have Madhurima, who's standing by at the Rouse Avenue court complex. Madhurima, what is the current situation over there? What are we hearing from the Rouse Avenue court and the judge?
Well, Ankit, the judge is yet to preside at the court, where Manish Sisodia is already present inside the courtroom where the hearing will be done. At present, he is consulting to the lawyers, but let me take you to the pictures over here as I speak. You can see that how the heavy security has been put in place right in front of the Rouse Avenue court. Heavy security deployments. We just saw Manish Sisodia entering inside that court. Judge yet to preside. The CBI officials and the counsels present at the court. Ankit, in just a couple of minutes the hearing will begin. He was supposed to be produced at 2. He's a tad early and he's waiting for the judge to arrive. At 2 o'clock the arguments will begin, and like I was pointing out just a few minutes back, that today the CBI is highly likely that will be asking for more custody, but for that to gain that kind of custody of the former deputy chief minister, the CBI counsel will have to produce enough evidence in front of the court as to what have they found in the past 5 days of the custody. In some time the arguments will begin, but Manish Sisodia, what the point that needs to be highlighted here is, has also applied for a bail, where he has said that he is going to give all the cooperation, adhere to all the summons, and that there is no point of keeping him in the custody, and that he is going to abide by all the rules and notices issued by the CBI in this entire investigation. Last time, yes, Ankit. So in just a couple of moments,
Madhurima, do hold that thought for just a second. At the protest site, I'm told we have Piyush Ori standing by. Piyush, if you can quickly give us a glimpse of what's going on there while this hearing begins. Piyush, over to you.
Well, what I can tell you is that the noise over here is quite high, and it is very difficult to listen to anything. But what I can tell you is that there are senior members of Aam Aadmi Party who are protesting over here, and what
Aam Aadmi Party who are protesting over here, and what you can see over here is Amanatullah Khan, Sanjay Singh, Jarnail Singh, and all the top leaders of Aam Aadmi Party have again begun to protest outside the office, trying to again say that all this which is being done is on the part of Modi government to malign Aam Aadmi Party, and they will not rest till the time Manish Sisodia gets released. All this is being coming at a time when there is going to be a crucial hearing of whether Manish Sisodia, his remand is going to be extended or not. So yes, all eyes would be at Rouse Avenue Court, which is just few meters away from here, and it is going to be now interesting to watch that what verdict the court is going to give. Is the remand of Manish Sisodia going to be increased, or will he be released on bail? Meanwhile, I'll just make you have a word with some of the Aam Aadmi Party workers also.
हम इसलिए कर रहे हैं कि आज देश के सबसे अच्छे शिक्षा मंत्री को तानाशाही सरकार यानी मोदी सरकार ने जेल भेजने का काम किया है। ये हमारी दिल्ली के छोटे छोटे बच्चों की शिक्षा के साथ ये इतना बड़ा जुल्म है जिसके खिलाफ हम सब
एक चीज मेरे को बताइए, अगर तो वो बेकसूर है तो उन्हें कोर्ट रिहा कर देगी, आप क्यों मतलब ऐसा कर रहे हैं?
देखिए, अब तक कितने बार उन पे जांच बैठी है, क्या मिला है? कुछ मिला हो तो वो बताए भी तो सही। कुछ नहीं मिल रहा है, और जो बीजेपी के भ्रष्टाचारी लोग हैं उनके खिलाफ सीबीआई क्यों नहीं जाती है? ये हमारा प्रश्न है मोदी जी से।
So here you can see that the people and the workers of Aam Aadmi Party are protesting at the Aam Aadmi Party office, and they are asking that they will not rest till the time Manish Sisodia is being released. So all eyes are now going to be at the Razed Avenue court, where a crucial judgment is going to come, that whether the remand of Manish Sisodia is going to be increased or whether he be released on the bail. Back in the studio.
Absolutely. Piyush Shori there, getting us the voice of the Aam Aadmi Party. They want their minister released. They are standing by him quite clearly. We've not necessarily seen this all the time, at least in the case of Satyendra Jain, but here in Manish Sisodia's case, on the occasion of his being presented at the Rouse Avenue court, again, the Aam Aadmi Party making quite a bit of noise there, pretty exuberant protest we've seen. We have minute-to-minute updates likely to begin very soon as the judge begins presiding over the hearing, and we'll also find out what the CBI has in its arguments. Manish Sisodia, at the end of his 5-day remand to the CBI, is in court once again. We'll get you all the updates in just a few seconds. Stay with us.
That India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, B-H-A-G, bhaglo, meaning participate in the process of development. Or bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle their secular gangsters. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the weak negativity and corruption that people like Atiq Ahmed and gangster politicians have come to represent. Doesn't Atiq Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari and a whole lot of this gangster scum, the fact that Yogi gets them groveling, doesn't it make you want to rejoice? And that's why I began by saying that you know that India has changed when gangsters scum like Atiq Ahmed run for cover. अभी राजस्थान में मसला हुआ था भिवानी वाले में, उसमें वो जो मोनू मानेसर उसके साथी श्रीकांत पंडित है, उनकी धर्मपत्नी की पिटाई हुई, क्या क्या हुआ, बहुत सारी चीजें हुई। मामले में हरियाणा पुलिस की FIR के अलावा मतलब ये वो सारी चीजें हैं।
देखिए, एक इंडिविजुअल घटना को लेकर के परसेप्शन नहीं,
पर ये इतनी बड़ी बन जाती है सिचुएशन,
घटना बड़ी है। मैं उसको इसकी घटना की निंदा करता हूँ मैं, लेकिन उसको ये कहें कि कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर खराब हो गया है, ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है।
पर ऐसा परसेप्शन बना दिया जाता है।
मैं कहता हूँ गलत बनाते हैं ना। आखिर तो हमने किसी दोषी को छोड़ा नहीं है।
माशरुकुद्दीन के घर पर अब बड़ी कार्रवाई हो रही है। हिस्ट्री शूटर बताया जा रहा है, फिनेंसर बताया जा रहा है, इस गांव का प्रधान भी है, और कहा जा रहा है कि ये जो मकान मेरे पीछे आप देख रहे हैं, इसे नियमों को ताक पर रख कर बनाया गया। अब इसे गिराया जाएगा। उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में शरीक जो शूटर्स थे, उनको हथियार मुहैया कराना, उनको फंडिंग करने में ये शख्स शामिल था। देखिए, आलीशान 2 मंजिला ये मकान था जो माफिया ने बनाया था, जो गलत काम करके बनाया गया था, जिसकी फंडिंग गलत तरीके से हुई थी। अब उस मकान को विकास प्राधिकरण, प्रयागराज विकास प्राधिकरण गिरा रहा है।
पहली लड़ाई कौन सी देखी आपने?
मैं 1962 में कमीशन हो गया।
यू कमीशन आफ्टर द वॉर, सर?
यस, लेकिन 65 में था। मेरा 65 का रोल तो बहुत जबरदस्त था। चीन के साथ मुठभेड़ हुआ था एज ए मिलिट्री हिस्टोरियन। समहाउ जो हमारा एक्शन है 1965 का, नाथुला, जेलपला, सेबुला, वो हिस्ट्री में अपीयर ही नहीं। 4 पैरा थी हमारे साथ, उनको भी डेकोरेशन मिली और हमारी कैजुअलिटीज भी हुई हैं, लेकिन वो कैसे स्किप कर दिया, क्यों स्किप कर दिया, द नेशन डजंट नो।
that India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, B-H-A-G, bhaglo, meaning participate in the process of development. Or bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle their secular gangsters. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the weak negativity and corruption that people like Atiq Ahmed and gangster politicians have come to represent. Doesn't Atiq Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari and a whole lot of this gangster scum, the fact that Yogi gets them groveling, doesn't it make you want to rejoice? And that's why I began by saying that you know that India has changed when gangsters scum like Atiq Ahmed run for cover. अभी राजस्थान में मसला हुआ था भिवानी वाले में, उसमें वो जो मोनू मानेसर उसके साथी श्रीकांत पंडित है, उनकी धर्मपत्नी की पिटाई हुई, क्या क्या हुआ, बहुत सारी चीजें हुई। मामले में हरियाणा पुलिस की एफआईआर के अलावा मतलब ये वो सारी चीजें हैं।
देखिए एक इंडिविजुअल घटना को लेकर के परसेप्शन नहीं,
पर ये इतनी बड़ी बन जाती है सिचुएशन,
घटना बड़ी है। मैं उसको इसकी घटना की निंदा करता हूँ मैं, लेकिन उसको ये कहें कि कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर खराब हो गया है, ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है।
पर ऐसा परसेप्शन बना दिया जाता है।
मैं कहता हूँ गलत बनाते हैं ना। आखिर तो हमने किसी दोषी को छोड़ा नहीं है।
फोर्थ जनरेशन आपने बोला
जी,
फोर्थ जनरेशन वो जो सन्स,
वही तो मैं कह रहा था।
आपके ग्रैंडफादर, आपके फादर, आप
जो मैं मिस कर गया 20 दिन, वो विजयंत थे।
News are live and breaking, and right now as we speak, the former Delhi Deputy CM Manish Sisodia is in court hearing on his remand, and bail will start very shortly. At the same time, the Aam Aadmi Party is continuing its protest. This is the big story we're tracking right now. Let's go straight across to Piyush Ori and also my colleague Madhurima, who's joining us live. Piyush, I just want to come to you. We'll go across to Piyush and Madhurima in just a short while. You can see the visuals coming in where the Delhi court will be hearing Sisodia's bail plea. This is the big update we have got for you here on Republic TV. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party last time had also said that the arrest of Manish Sisodia is unjust. Once again, we see the Aam Aadmi Party continue to come out on the streets. Once again, we are seeing the Aam Aadmi Party continuing their protest. Those visuals are coming in on the right hand of your screen. Now remember that a CBI remand of Manish Sisodia has ended today. He is in court right now. Let's see what will happen next. And to understand what will happen next, let's go across to Madhurima, who's reporting live from the Rouse Avenue Court. Madhurima, I'm coming to you right now. What we can see on a screen is that Manish Sisodia has reached the court and he's also filed a bail plea. We can expect more movement. We can expect more details coming out. Just take us exactly what we can expect next right now, Madhurima.
Well, yes, Shivangi, the former Deputy Chief Minister has reached the court. He is waiting with his lawyers for the judge to preside. The time that was given was 2 p.m. and right on my clock it says 2:01. So any time now, Shivangi, the arguments will begin. Now that it is highly likely that the Central Bureau of Investigation is going to ask for more custody of the Deputy Chief Minister, and for that they will have to substantiate initiate that seek of, with concrete arguments. And that will only happen, that would have only happened if Manish Sisodia would have answered perfectly in the past 5 days. Because remember, on Sunday when he was called for interrogation, the basis of the arrest was that the former Deputy Chief Minister was being evasive and he was dodging some very pertinent questions when he was presented with all the evidence that the Central Bureau of Investigation had combed out of the previous investigation at the time when they had interrogated the multiple people, multiple accused in the entire matter. When he was presented with those questions, he tried to dodge them. He was evasive, and this was the basic point of the CBI in front of the Rouse Avenue Court, that Manish Sisodia needs to be put into custody so that some tough questions could be asked from the former Deputy Chief Minister. Now this time we'll see as to what happens, because alongside this custodial query that will be put in front of the bench of the Rouse Avenue Court, a bail plea from the side of Manish Sisodia has also been put forth in front of the Honourable Judge. Now we'll have to see that whether the judge will lean towards Mr. Sisodia, because Mr. Sisodia is been pressing on the fact that he has abided by all the summons, all the notices issued to him by the Central Bureau of Investigation, and he promises to continue with this kind of behavior in the future as well. He said that all the evidences have been combed out, every recovery has already been made, and that there is no point of keeping him in the custody. So we'll have to wait and watch as to what really happens, because remember, the last time the CBI had produced a hefty amount of evidence in front of the court, where they have presented the statement of the bureaucrat that was recorded in front of the magistrate under Article 164, alongside multiple evidences, digital evidences that were also given. So we'll have to see as to what new the CBI has found, whether Manish Sisodia has cooperated with the agency or not. Will the court lean towards Sisodia, or the custody will be extended? Shivangi.
Right, another judge has presided the hearing. Madhurima, I just want to go across to Piyush Ori. Piyush, I'm coming to you right now, and all our viewers can see the Aam Aadmi Party protesting. We can also see heavy presence, heavy security presence where you are right now. Just take us through exactly what's happening. What is the Aam Aadmi Party saying this time around?
So Shivangi, all eyes would be on the Rouse Avenue Court of what exactly the Judge M.K. Nakpal is going to pronounce of whether Manish Sisodia's custody is going to increase or not. But so far, the Aam Aadmi Party seems to not relent, and they are trying to create pressure on the government. I will just show you what exactly are the scenes over here at the Aam Aadmi Party office, where you can see that several top leaders, that includes likes of Amanatullah Khan, Sanjay Singh, Jarnail Singh, and all the other top AAP leaders have converged over here, and they are trying to put pressure on the government, saying that they will not relent until and unless they are going to secure Manish Sisodia's release. They are also trying to chant slogans that all this is a ploy by the BJP government to defame the good work of Aam Aadmi Party government. So yes, what you are seeing over here at the Aam Aadmi Party office, which is just few meters away from the Rouse Avenue court, where a crucial judgment of M.K. Nakpal is going to come, to be released on bail, or whether his custodial remand is going to increase. That's going to be the it. But over here, at least, you are seeing hundreds of Aam Aadmi Party workers converging, collecting over here, trying to put pressure, trying to chant slogans, and again trying to get political benefit of the arrest of Manish Sisodia. It is going to be interesting to see that after the judgment of M.K. Nakpal is going to come, whether there's going to be an increase in protest or will it subside. But so far, a lot of leaders chanting slogans against the BJP government. Back to the studio.
Right. Piyush is getting us all the details right now, where the hearing has begun already. Madhurima is at the Rouse Avenue Court. Madhurima, what had...
हर जगह इसी बात के लिए गूंजेगी कि आज जो सरकार चल रही है तानाशाही की, गुंडागर्दी की, सीबीआई का, ईडी का दुरुपयोग किया जा रहा है। दिल्ली के 2 सबसे अच्छे मंत्रियों को, मनीष सिसोदिया जी को, सत्येंद्र जैन जी को जबरन जेल में रखा गया है। मनीष सिसोदिया की रिहाई की मांग को लेकर आज यहाँ पर ये प्रोटेस्ट है। हमारे कार्यकर्ता यहाँ इकट्ठा हुए हैं और हमारा एक ही कहना है कि हम तानाशाही और गुंडागर्दी के आगे नहीं झुकेंगे। आज अडानी के घोटालों पर कोई कार्रवाई नहीं हो रही है। लाखों करोड़ों का घोटाला उसने किया, कोयला चोरी की, बिजली चोरी किया, उस पर यह सरकार कार्रवाई नहीं करती। यहाँ डंडा चलाने के लिए और सीबीआई ईडी का दुरुपयोग करने के लिए।
देखिए, जो जिस तरीके से सरकार चल रही है गैर कानूनी मतलब तानाशाही के साथ, इसके खिलाफ हम तमाम पूरे दिल्ली के कार्यकर्ता हैं वो मनीष सिसोदिया की रिहाई के लिए यहाँ पर इकट्ठे हुए हैं। उनको गैरकानूनी रूप से गिरफ्तार किया गया है, जबकि कोई इनके खिलाफ आरोप नहीं है। और हम तमाम कार्यकर्ता इन पर संघर्ष जारी रखेंगे जब तक कि मनीष सिसोदिया को गिरफ्तार, जब तक रिहा नहीं किया जाता है।
All right, viewers, so we're getting these details coming in now. The party once again protesting. Remember that they have always been saying that the arrest of Manish Sisodia is unjust. Arvind Kejriwal has also been backing Manish Sisodia. In fact, even after the kind of charges which have been levied against him by the CBI. Remember that the Aam Aadmi Party leader Manish Sisodia has filed a bail plea also in the Rouse Avenue court. It's mentioned in his bail application that no fruitful purpose will be served by keeping him in custody, as all recoveries have already been made. So right now we can expect that the bail application of Aam Aadmi Party leader will also be heard. Remember that he has been arrested in corruption case related to the alleged Delhi excise scam. Let's go ahead to Madhurima. Madhurima, just take us through what we are learning, because the hearing has begun. The hearing is underway. What is happening inside the court? Last time the CBI counsel had said very, very clearly that the entire liquor gate, the entire formulation and implementation of the policy was to gain profit.
Well, yes, absolutely, Shivangi. The judge has presided over the court, and right now we can see, the kind of security arrangement that has been made over here at the Rouse Avenue court, and you can see that Aam Aadmi Party delegation is also entering. A couple of leaders who have just entered the Rouse Avenue court inside with a lot of security. And what we need to see there is that what would be their participation. They are also here to express solidarity. And now what we are learning is that the counsel for CBI has said non-cooperation is still on the side of Manish Sisodia. So once again, the Central Bureau of Investigation is leveling that charge that Manish Sisodia continues to dodge questions and is still not cooperating with the Central Bureau of Investigation. So this is the main charge that was put forth by the Central Bureau of Investigation initially, and once again after the 5-day custody today ends, once again they are saying that Sisodia is still not cooperating. Shivangi, this is big, because on the basis of this particular claim, Shivangi, the Central Bureau of Investigation was awarded the 5-day custody. So now the next step, it's highly likely, because they have alleged once again in front of the court that Manish Sisodia continues to be evasive. He's still dodging the questions. I'll move forward and continue to show you the pictures over here as I speak, what's happening inside the court. As the counsel for the CBI has said that they have been recording the investigation, and they have followed all the procedure. The medical tests have been done, and every tenet that was told by the court has been followed. The judge is questioning that for how long has the Central Bureau of Investigation has interrogated Manish Sisodia, to which the CBI is saying that they continued to investigate him for the past couple of days. The CBI is asking for 3 more days of extension. That's the breaking news coming in that point of at this point in time, Shivangi. 3 more days of extension for interrogation of the Deputy Chief Minister has been asked by the Central Bureau of Investigation here at the Razed Avenue Court. Now we'll have to see as to what would the side of Manish Sisodia would say, the counsel for Manish Sisodia. But the Central Bureau of Investigation has made it very clear, Shivangi, that the former Deputy Chief Minister is not cooperating with the Central Bureau of Investigation, and that they would need more time to investigate the former Deputy Chief Minister of the National Capital. What the judges have asked that for how long the interrogation has been done. The CBI counsel is giving answer for that as well. But he continues to press on the fact that Manish Sisodia continues to be evasive. As you can see right behind me as I speak, I'll show you the latest pictures as well. The convoy on alert, the police officials on alert, where the CBI has demanded for 3 more days of extension as they want the custody. The CBI counsel again saying we need further custody. Almost till 8 p.m. for the past 4 days he have been investigative, but he also moved the Supreme Court in the meanwhile, which derailed the investigation. So one solid point coming from the side of the CBI counsel that they are saying that the Supreme Court was moved, and the counsel along with the former Deputy Chief Minister had to present themselves there, which is why the entire interrogation was derailed. So 2 main points coming in. I beg your pardon, that the former Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia still continues to be evasive. He is not cooperating, and the CBI has said that they need 3 days of extension of the CBI remand. And at the same time, they are saying that because of the fact that the Supreme Court was moved, the entire investigation was derailed. CBI counsel Pankaj Gupta is saying that we had confronted him with the accused. This is yet another breaking in coming in, that they have confronted him with the accused, and after he was confronted, they were not satisfied with the answers that he was getting. We need custody, as the CBI is saying that they need custody because they receive very less time to investigate in the matter. And now Mr. Dayan Krishnan for Manish Sisodia is going to begin his arguments. So what needs to be seen here is, Shivangi, that one very important point, multiple important points that have been kept forth by the CBI seeking 3 more days of extension, Shivangi. That first, that Manish Sisodia is not cooperating. He continues to be evasive. Second, that a lot of time was distributed towards fighting the former Deputy Chief Minister in the Supreme Court, which also derailed the entire investigation. The Central Bureau of Investigation Council is saying that he was confronted with multiple accused as well, and there they found that the answers that were given, the reactions that were given from the side of the former Deputy Chief Minister were not good enough, which is why the Central Bureau of Investigation is now asking for a 3-day extension of the custody. They are saying that they have gotten very less time to investigate in detail, and that with the attitude of the Deputy Chief Minister, that he continued to be evasive, he did not cooperate, and at the same time they rushed to the Supreme Court, which had taken a lot of time from the kitty of the Central Bureau of Investigation. They said that they continued to interrogate him till 8 in the night. Each and every bit was recorded, as it was said by the Razed Avenue Court in the last meeting, that the entire interrogation will happen under CCTV. They are saying that all the rules were followed, but Mr. Sisodia continued to be evasive. We are taking you back to the pictures as I continue to speak. You can see more deployment of security forces has been put in place, Shivangi. You can see now the CRPF has also been increased over here, and as the counsel for Manish Sisodia has started to speak, he's saying what is the judge is questioning as to what is the progress that has been made. Mr. Krishnan, to which is replying that non-cooperation cannot be a ground for extension. He is asserting, he's trying to fight that argument from the side of the Central Bureau of Investigation that non-cooperation is not a good enough ground to seek more extension. They have already gotten the 5-day custody. They are saying that the counsel for Manish Sisodia is saying that they've already gotten 5-day custody and they could have interacted in that. But again, they're asking for more custody, and that it is not correct and it is not viable. So a judge now asking to the Central Bureau of Investigation that who you want to confront him with. This is a very important question that has been asked by the Central Bureau of Investigation, and you can see that more security deployment rushing in towards the court to manage the entire situation. CRPF men going inside, but the Central Bureau of Investigation is saying we have not disclosed the name in the open court. So now the judge is asking the CBI that whom do you want to confront him with, but the Central Bureau of Investigation is taking a step back, saying that they cannot disclose the name of the person that needs to be confronted alongside the Deputy Chief Minister. So Shivangi, all these updates coming in very rapidly, where the Central Bureau of Investigation is not yet done with the interrogation of the Deputy Chief Minister. We'll keep bringing more updates for viewers. Back to you.
All right, let's go straight across to Swapnil Kothari is also joining us live here on this broadcast right now. Very good afternoon to you. Now, we are actually watching and trying to understand what can happen next, because the hearing is on. So what we understand is once more CBI counsel and also the counsel for Sisodia, the arguments are on in court right now. What do you think will happen next? Because the CBI we hear is asking for a 3-day extension. Once again, the counsel for Sisodia raising the same issue that non-cooperation, not asking questions cannot be a ground for arrest. Same kind of arguments playing out like they did the last time.
Well, Shivangi, 3 days extension may or may not be granted. I think we've had 4 to 5 days of custody. We know that bail is the norm and jail is the exception. And it depends all upon the Central Bureau of Investigation how much they can convince the court as to still have further custody of Mr. Sisodia. It doesn't really matter whether he's the deputy CA or just a common man. Ultimately, the court is going to look at the fact that how much evidence have you been able to produce or have you been able to obtain from him in custody, whether that custodial interrogation has been successful, and why do you need 3 days extension? Even 1 day extension, why do you need? So that is going to be the crux of the matter. Obviously, Mr. Sisodia's counsel is going to argue to the effect that just because I choose to remain silent and do not incriminate myself, which is a constitutional right, a fundamental right under the Constitution, does not mean that I'm supposed to say and sing like a canary. And it does not amount to non-cooperation. Now, my point of view on that is that this is a fiscal offence. This is an offence under the PCA and under the PMLA. You will have to say something. It's like me telling the income tax authorities when they question me or send me a notice as to tell us as to why we should not raid your house or raid your office. And since you have evaded income, I'll say, I'm sorry, I'll keep quiet. That doesn't work. You have to say something. You have to say that, sorry, you cannot raid me because I have done this. I have not evaded income. I have only planned my tax. I have not, I've paid my taxes. So this is the answer that I have to give, and I have to produce enough documents in my support. Now, obviously, here he'll have to show that I have not taken any money myself. There are no kickbacks. The excise policy was the way it needed to be. I have not tinkered with it. There are the 5% to 12% commission raise was legitimate. So these are all the defenses that they'll have to give actually and fundamentally. They cannot just talk in the air and say that I'm sorry, I'm not going to give much evidence or much things, say much of the things in my favor, or say anything to you because I'm not supposed to incriminate myself. I'll say only things that belong to me in my favor. That's all I will say. But yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't work, and that's the reason why CBI succeeded in getting the custodial interrogation. Now, whether the Central Bureau of Investigation gets an extension or not is an entirely discretionary power of the magistrate there, whether to extend it or not. And how much the CBI can justify, and if they have to disclose who they want him to confront with. Because if you just don't talk about it and if you want to keep it in limbo, it all depends upon how much the court believes you and wants to buy that argument of yours that you have somebody else also that you want to arrest and then put him face to face. That means you're talking of another extension even after this 3-day extension. Or unless you're going to go ahead and arrest this person immediately once you get the 3-day extension of the custody of Mr. Sisodia. So all of these are very, very, should I say, vexed questions, more vexed questions of fact rather than questions of law. So when it comes to questions of fact, then ultimately it all depends upon the court as to how much it wants to believe you as an agency. It believed you in the first place. That's the reason why it gave you 5 days custody. You went to the Supreme Court, and between the Supreme Court said nothing doing, go back to the lower court. You can't just come knocking to our doors and just because you happen to be in Delhi and because you happen to be a deputy CM of Delhi and because we are located in Delhi. So go to the Delhi High Court, use the tier system first. Go to the lower court first. And obviously they haven't gone yet, it seems, otherwise we would have come to know. Possibly they're waiting for today as to what happens. And, they'll obviously go to the Delhi High Court as and when they deem it fit. But I cannot say for a fact as to what's going to happen because bail is the norm and jail is the exception. So 3-day custody or even 1 day more, the CBL will have to really, really work very hard to try to get that.
Right, Mr. Kothari, speaking of bail, because Manish Sisodia has filed a bail plea in Rouse Avenue Court, he's mentioned very specifically in his bail application that no fruitful purpose will be served by keeping him in custody as all recoveries have been made. All right, we'll try to fix your audio. We'll try to fix your audio in just a moment. But right now, viewers, we are in this development. These developments are coming in as a hearing is continuing in the court right now in the Sisodia case. Multiple details coming in right now. A short while back, the counsel for Sisodia has clearly said that the counsel is opposing further remand of Manish Sisodia. That is a big update coming in right now, where Sisodia's counsels are opposing the more remands because the CBI has asked for extension of the CBI remand. It was 5 days, it expired today. Now the CBI is asking for 3 more days. So right now, viewers, we are getting these back-to-back updates coming in. Also, once again, the counsel for Sisodia has said that not answering questions and not cooperating cannot be a ground for arrest. Let's go back to Swapnil Kothari is joining us live. Mr. Kothari, I was just asking you that Manish Sisodia, who's filed the bail plea, has said in his application that no fruitful purpose will be served by keeping him in custody as all recoveries have already been made. Do you think he'll get some kind of progress when it comes to getting a bail today?
Shivangi, you can call me Swapnil. No need for Mr. Kothari. No need for these formalities. Yes. That is going to be the bail application, Shivangi. I mean, anybody is going to say that no fruitful purpose is going to be served. And very well, they could be right in that sense, saying that, well, I've had to answer whatever I had to answer in the past 5 days. So you're going to just put me in as a guest of the government for the next 3 days. I'm just going to say the same things. I don't have anything else to say unless you're going to arrest somebody else and put that person in front of me. So that ploy is something which has to be used by the CBI, and they'll have to try to work it out before the court. And as I said in my initial remarks, I don't know how far the court is going to believe that and buy that. At best, if it buys that, it may give 3 days, but it looks a little difficult to me. Maybe you'll say one more because you're not willing to disclose the name of the person. The CBI could be right in saying that, sorry, we don't want to disclose because it's a probably high-profile person. The moment we disclose, that person could vanish into thin air, could evaporate. So, all of these things are then ultimately a sort of a tussle between the court and the investigating agency as to how much the court wants to literally believe. And yes, the bail application will always say those things that, we'll surrender the passport, we'll sign a bail bond, we'll cooperate, we'll be there at home, we won't go anywhere else. You can come to us anytime or we'll come to you, you can call us and I'll come over there. And I've already resigned along with Satyendra Kumar Jain, so I'm not going to interfere in any governmental affairs, anything of that sort. So everything will be there from Mr. Sisodia's counsel, and ultimately it all depends upon what the court wants to believe in at the end of the day and whether or not it wants to grant that extension, because 1 more day in custody is again a fetter on your fundamental right to personal liberty. Now, if that fetter has to be justified.
Right, Swapnil Kothari. And as we're getting more details coming in, still the hearing is on right now. I just want to ask you about what Sisodia's counsel is saying. Now, they have been saying time and again that not answering question, not cooperating cannot be a ground for arrest. If you could tell our viewers that how much legally viable is the argument coming in from Sisodia's counsel on not answering questions or not cooperating with the investigation?
As I said in my initial remarks, Shivangi, you cannot not answer. You have to answer something. This is not the case of a rape or a murder where you just are allowed to keep quiet and the prosecution has to do all the job to prove a case beyond reasonable doubt. These are fiscal offences. This is PMLA. This is Prevention of Corruption Act, PCA also. So under both these acts are fiscal offences. The onus also shifts on you to show that you have not money laundered. You have not been involved in corruption as a public servant. So you'll have to show documents in that regard. You'll have to give some evidence. You'll have to show that you are above board as far as all of those things are concerned. You can't just make a blank statement saying that, sorry, I'm not involved. This is all beyond me. This is political vendetta. This is misuse of investigation agencies by the BJP. All of these things do not work. Eventually, they don't even work in a court of law. No defense lawyer even uses those things. They're used only on media channels where people just talk about these things just to, malign other parties, say one thing against the other. But at the end of the day, legally, these are not legally tenable arguments. What is legally tenable is you'll have to show that you're not involved. There was no political campaigning, or there was political campaigning, but my money, or which was used as a kickback, was not used as a kickback. I never got any kickbacks in the first place. I never tinkered with the excise policy. The excise policy was supposed to be the way it was supposed to be. So all of these arguments will have more weight with the court rather than saying that, just because I keep quiet doesn't mean that I'm not cooperating or anything of that sort. I am cooperating to the best of my ability. These are all bald statements. So all of these statements are really do not hold much water. Ultimately, it's your language, the body language, of course, when you're sitting there, or even if you're not there, how convincing the counsel sounds before the court rather than just making, bland statements or statements which, as we call, without head or tail. So you'll have to see, we'll have to wait and watch as to what ultimately happens at the end of the day. It's a 50-50 chance, as I would say, between the two of them. I would not say that it lies very heavily in favor of the agency today. I will say on that day, yes. But today, 50-50 depends on, which side of the coin the judge wants to go by with.
All right. Getting some more details coming in right now, where we are learning, and the hearing is still on. The counsel for Sisodia, Swapnil Kothari, they are continuously asking for reasons for extension for Manish Sisodia's CBI remand. So they're saying that we need more reasons. They're saying that there was a 5-day CBI remand. Was that not enough? The counsel is saying that what is the reason for extension? How do you think the CBI counsel will tackle that question, or what kind of answers do you think that they can give at this point of time legally to get further extension of Manish Sisodia's CBI remand, Mr. Kothari?
Well, they'll have to spell out the reasons very clearly, Shivangi. I mean, as I said, it's as much of the job of the CBI to prove to the court, because what you're doing is you're fettering a fundamental right to personal liberty, which is the most sacrosanct of the fundamental rights. So bail is the norm, jail is the exception. Why do you want to justify, why do you want to keep this man even a minute more than what is necessary? The custody is ended today. You're asking for an extension. You better prove yourself. You better show that these are the reasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever the reasons are. And most importantly, who else do you intend to arrest? If you tell us who else do you intend to arrest, or if there's somebody as important and that you want to confront, then maybe we'll do. But you'll have to convince us to that effect, showing some evidence, at least documentary evidence, even if you do not name the person. So these are the 2-3 things that I will, as a CBI counsel, I will have to do. Otherwise, I don't think I will get that extension at all. It doesn't work like that.
Right. All right. So right now the hearing is still on, where CBI is saying that CBI is making its points. So is Sisodia's counsel. I'll just take a view to exactly what's the latest coming in right now. So right now the latest is that they will join the probe post Holi. So it seems as if from Sisodia's side they are saying that the probe, they want to join the probe post Holi. They're saying that Holi is coming up. So is that a viable reason, Mr. Kothari? It seems as if they want to make sure that after a couple of days, they want to continue joining the probe. Does it matter if a holiday is coming up or not?
I don't think so at all. I mean, what has Holi got to do with all of these things? Nothing mattered at that time when possibly or allegedly the excise policy was tinkered with, if that's what the argument of the CBI will be. And why does that have to be after Holi? And if it's want to be after Holi, then he might as well stay in custody. We are definitely not going to allow him to play Holi inside custody, are we? So, that might as well stay back in custody, or alternatively give us a reason why, a cogent reason as to why you want to be out. And if you want to be out, then you better cooperate with us as and when, even when you come, whether on the day of the Holi or not. If we as Central Bureau of Investigation are not going to enjoy Holi, we will not let you enjoy it either. If we're going to be out, that's the way the CBI is going to argue. I don't think that kind of an argument really weighs with the court as to what has Holi got to do or Diwali got to do with any of those things. Ultimately, at the end of the day, whether it's a working day for the Central Bureau of Investigation, from the way it does, it works even on Sundays at times when it's absolutely imperative for them to do so. So if it's a public holiday, even if it's a national holiday, it doesn't really matter. I don't think so that kind of an argument really works out. Shivangi, I mean, this is a very, very funny argument in my opinion.
Swapnil Kothari, it seems as if there's some update coming in. We are learning the court is to hear Manish Sisodia bail plea on March 10th at 2 p.m. So this is the breaking development coming in right now on Republic TV. Court will hear Manish Sisodia's bail plea on March 10th at around 2 p.m. So right now, that is the first update we have got. So the judge is saying let the bail plea be taken up on March 10th. So does that mean, Swapnil Kothari, that soon we'll come to know about the remand? Even though the court has postponed the bail plea on March 10th, it seems as if, okay, there's more breaking news coming in right now. The order has been reserved over extension of custody. Some more breaking news is coming in, Swapnil Kothari. Order has been reserved over extension of custody. So, Mr. Kothari, I'm coming back to you right now. Some developments coming from court.
Yes. Well, Shivangi, the order reserved at what time? Maybe 4 p.m., 5 p.m., I don't know. They'll have to give an order today. They can't just say that, sorry, after 2 days we'll give the order. So I believe they'll have to give an order.
It seems as if in half an hour... It seems as if in half an hour will be passed. But the bail plea has been postponed to March 10th, Mr. Kothari. So what can we expect next now?
Well, they'll have to give an order on the extension of custody. I believe the bail plea has been postponed or posted for March 10. That's a separate hearing, as I believe, from what I understand from what you guys have been saying. But whether or not he gets the custody, that is some order has to be given to that effect. Today the custody is ending. So you'll have to give some order to that effect that yes, the custody has ended or the custody has been extended. Either which ways, one has to give the order and one has to give the reasons behind the order of the extension or no granting of extension of the custody. So somewhere we'll see an order today to that effect. I hope so. I cannot, unless they're going to say that sorry, so up until March 10 they remain in custody. So that again means an extension of custody, and that means that they are extending the custody by 6 days rather than 3 days. What has been asked for by CBI? I don't think that's going to happen. They'll have to give some order to that effect. The court has to give an order.
All right. Just being joined right now by my colleague from our Mumbai studios, Sanika. Sanika, very soon, we'll get to know whether Manish Sisodia will get a 3-day CBI custody extension. Sanika, I'm coming to you now.
Yes, and what we're getting to know from our reporters on the ground who are inside the court as well, Shivangi, and Swapnil Kothari also continues to be live with us, is that in half an hour from now, the court is likely to pass an order on the extension of custody. CBI has got 3 days extension of custody. So whether he would continue to be in CBI custody or whether he would be sent to judicial custody remains to be seen. And the court has sort of, what we believe is that they have separated the bail hearing, and the bail hearing will take place on the 10th of March, post-Holi is what we are getting to know. So for 6 days more, Sisodia's bail hearing will be pending. Is that correct? Am I reading it correct, Mr. Swapnil Kothari?
Yeah, of course, Sanika, you're reading it absolutely correct. The bail plea will be heard on March 10 post-Holi. But they'll have to give an order today within the next half hour or so, whatever the time the court needs. Maybe they've broken out for lunch, or maybe they want to deliberate over, or rather the magistrate wants to think about it as to what he needs to do and what sort of reasons he wants to do it. From the way it seems to me, it seems that I think CBI will be succeeding in getting that custody, because since the bail plea has been posted for March 10th, I believe that somewhere the judge does feel that this custody needs to be extended. That's my hunch. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I don't know what's there in the minds of the magistrate at that time. But the magistrates have started to follow very seriously that bail is the norm and jail is the exception. They have been following earlier also. But I think more so in the recent judgments.
Kothari, just for my understanding as well as for the understanding of the viewers, if the CBI is seeking 3-day custody, which would mean that today is the 4th, so 3 days, so till the 7th, I assume, is the custody that the CBI is seeking, and if the bail hearing is on the 10th, would the CBI will have to come? Would the CBI come again and seek? Would they have to come again and seek custody, a further extension of CBI custody, or would he be sent to judicial custody? What would be the proceedings, legal proceedings then?
Well, the CBI will definitely try to come on the 7th again and try to ask for more custody. That's for sure. Now they'll take advantage of this fact that this bail plea has been posted for 10th. So they'll say, oh, very good. There's a good chance for us now. Let's grill him more. Let's ask him more questions. Meanwhile, let's see over the weekend whether we can arrest somebody else that they have in mind, because that's what they've told the court. I don't know who the hell they're going to arrest, but if they're going to do that, then, because that is something which, see, I'll tell you, Sanika, one thing, that when you talk about a Prevention of Corruption Act, or when you talk of the PMLA, it cannot happen in isolation. You have to have a consort of several people, a concerted effort between 2-3 people, a meeting of minds. There's criminal conspiracy also. Obviously, conspiracy by definition means more than one mind. So a 120B must also be at play under the IPC. So the thing is that you need to have 3-4 more people. So arresting just one person is not going to really help you achieve the goals of your inquiry, if that's what you are, that's what you've embarked upon, and which you have embarked upon, because you believe that the excise policy has been tinkered with, and Liquorgate is what you guys are calling it on the top of your screen as I read it. So obviously there has to be more than one person involved in this. So I need to arrest more people, and if that is the case, then I need custody of the person whom I've already arrested. Otherwise, what's the point of asking, not letting him loose and then arresting somebody else, and then asking again that, let's cancel the bail and let him come out. Let us get back in. So they'll be pressing for whether it's the CBI custody or the judicial custody, but they'll be pressing for that either which ways. Up until the 10th, they are going to ensure that this man doesn't get out. So hopefully, I think for the agency, the answer to that, their plea will be granted today. From what I can get the hunch in the next half an hour as what you see, I'd be a little surprised if it's otherwise. But, one never knows, that as to what's going to happen. But it all depends upon the magistrate, the reasoning behind that. But yes, on the 7th when it expires, if they get 3-day custody,
yes,
on the 7th when the CBI will come again, for sure.
And just Swapnil Kothari, as we continue this live coverage, just getting our viewers a quick update on what has happened in the court so far. The counsel for CBI, while presenting his arguments before the magistrate, before the judge, has said that Sisodia is still not cooperating in the probe. They've said that they've been conducting the investigations almost every day, and Sisodia was being questioned every day till 8 p.m. as far as this case is concerned. What they also said is that they want further custody extension because they want to confront Manish Sisodia, former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister, with other accused in the Delhi excise policy case. Some confrontations have been taken place. They want to confront him more. And we're getting a response from outside the Rouse Avenue court. Let's listen into that live response.
के साथ में जिसका न मैं प्राथमिक सदस्य हूं, न मेरे परिवार का कोई सदस्य प्राथमिक सदस्य है, न
That was the Union Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat. He is at the Rouse Avenue Court for another case, for another filing of case against the Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot. We are standing by for the responses from the lawyers of both the sides, from CBI counsel as well as Manish Sisodia's lawyer, as far as Delhi Liquorgate is concerned. Continuing a conversation on what has been happening in court so far, CBI has said that they need custody as they got very less time to investigate the matter, as the matter had also come up in the Supreme Court, and the CBI had to file a response to that as well. When questioned about in fact Manish Sisodia's counsel, while making arguments, had said that non-cooperation cannot be a ground for remand. You cannot hold a person hostage in a CBI only because he only waiting for him to confess. We have Madhurima joining us live as well. She's reporting from outside the Rouse Avenue court. Madhurima, if you can give us a quick sense of what is happening outside the court right now, the movement there, and we'll go back to Swapnil Kothari after that.
Well, yes, Sanika, right outside the court, my video journalist Surinder Shah is bringing you the pictures. We're going straight over there. As you can see, heavy security deployment with Manish Sisodia being inside the Razed Avenue court. You can see Delhi police officials along with CRPF men manning the gates of the Razed Avenue court, all the multiple gates. You can see that how ropes have been used to stop the traffic movement as well. The police vehicles have also been put in place so as to make sure that no vehicle passes by this entire route. Heavy barricading. The entire area has been enveloped using barricades. Sanika, as you can see, that CRPF personnel, men, women, along with Delhi police officials, are working hand in glove to maintain law and order situation in this area, because just a few kilometers away from here is the Aam Aadmi Party office, where massive protests are taking place, as we've been showing our viewers, and that is why, so that those protesters do not reach the Razed Avenue court where and create any law and order situation. This kind of security deployment has been put in place. Though the arguments are ongoing inside the court is going to pronounce an order in just an hour. We'll see what unfolds the fate of Manish Sisodia. Will the CBI get another custody for 3 days or not? Stay tuned to Republic TV. We'll be right back after a very short break.
That India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, B-H-A-G, bhaglo, meaning participate in the process of development. Or bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle their secular gangsters. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the weak negativity and corruption that people like Atiq Ahmed and gangster politicians have come to represent. Doesn't Atiq Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari and a whole lot of this gangster scum, the fact that Yogi gets them groveling, doesn't it make you want to rejoice? And that's why I began by saying that you know that India has changed when gangster scum like Atiq Ahmed run for cover.
मैं आपका पर्सनल व्यू जानना चाहता हूं। रेप के चार्ज में एक्यूज अंदर जेल, सीबीआई, बाबा राम रहीम, मनोहर लाल खट्टर का पर्सनल व्यू के क्लैरिटी आनी चाहिए खट्टर साहब।
मैं बिल्कुल क्लियर हूं, जब तक मैं मुख्यमंत्री हूं तब तक मेरा कोई पर्सनल व्यू नहीं है।
करप्शन पे तो आप क्लियर थे।
करप्शन पर भी मुख्यमंत्री का ही जो विचार है वो ये है मेरा। जिस दिन मुझे अगर चेंज करने का कोई अवसर आएगा तो मुख्यमंत्री नहीं होगा तो चेंज करने की बात आएगी, करूंगा, नहीं करने की बात हो सकता है वो भी वही हो।
4 जनरेशन आपने बोला
जी,
4 जनरेशन वो जो सन्स,
वही तो मैं कह रहा था।
आपके ग्रैंडफादर, आपके फादर, आप
जो मैं मिस कर गया 20 दिन, वो विजयंत ने पूरा कर दिया कारगिल की लड़ाई।
सर, कैप्टन विजयंत की क्या कहानी है? हमारे दर्शक ये जानना चाहेंगे, व्हाट इज हिज स्टोरी? लाइक ही वाज विद 2 राजरीव सर?
ही वाज विद 2 राजरीव, 2 राजपूताना राइफल्स में थे। उनकी कहानी मैंने इस किताब में लिख दी है, विजयंत एट कारगिल।
That India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, B-H-A-G, bhaglo, meaning participate in the process of development. Or bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia.
They say dismantle Hindutva. I say dismantle their secular gangsters. They say dismantle Hindutva. I say dismantle the weak negativity and corruption that people like Atiq Ahmed and gangster politicians have come to represent. Doesn't Atiq Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari and a whole lot of this gangster scum
से आप ही की सरकार है। ये जो कह रहे हो भ्रष्टाचार दूर कर देंगे, तो 5 साल से कर क्या रहे थे तुम यहां पे? और जैसे ही अमित शाह जी हवाई जहाज से उड़ के गए, अगले दिन उनकी पार्टी के नेता का एक बेटा 6 करोड़ रुपए के साथ पकड़ा गया। 8 करोड़ रुपए के साथ पकड़ा गया उनकी पार्टी का एक नेता। इसी जिले का अमित शाह जी की पार्टी का एक नेता का बेटा 8 करोड़ रुपए के साथ पकड़ा। अभी तक गिरफ्तार नहीं किया उसको, अभी तक उसको गिरफ्तार नहीं किया। हो सकता है अगले साल उसको पद्म भूषण का अवार्ड दे दें वो लोग। पूरे देश में कोई चोर उचक्का लुच्चा लफंगा बलात्कारी कुछ भी करके आता है, अपनी पार्टी में शामिल करा लेते हैं लोग। पकड़ा उसके घर पे रेड हुई। रेड में 8 करोड़ रुपए या 6 करोड़ रुपए जो भी मिला, पकड़ा गया। वो गिरफ्तार किया मनीष सिसोदिया को। बड़ी नाइंसाफी है कि नहीं है? मनीष सिसोदिया के घर पे रेड मारी, कुछ नहीं मिला। बोले मनीष सिसोदिया 100 करोड़ खा गया, कभी कहते हैं 1000 करोड़ खा गया। अरे मनीष सिसोदिया ने 100-1000 करोड़ खाए होते तो करोड़ 2 करोड़ उसके घर में मिलने चाहिए थे कि नहीं मिलने चाहिए थे? उसकी पूरी रेड में 10,000 रुपए मिले। मनीष सिसोदिया के बैंक लॉकर देखे, उसमें कुछ नहीं मिला। अभी 3 राज्यों के चुनाव हुए, नागालैंड, त्रिपुरा, मेघालय। चुनाव के नतीजे आए, 2 राज्यों में बीजेपी जीत गई, तीसरे में भी गठबंधन की उनकी सरकार बन गई। शाम को प्रधानमंत्री जी दिल्ली में अपने पार्टी हेडक्वार्टर में गए भाषण देने के लिए, विक्ट्री सेलिब्रेशन के लिए। विक्ट्री सेलिब्रेशन में भाषण दे रहे थे। उन तीनों राज्यों में, नागालैंड, मेघालय, त्रिपुरा, आम आदमी पार्टी नहीं लड़ी। हम चुनाव ही नहीं लड़े वहां पे। प्रधानमंत्री जी अपने भाषण में आम आदमी पार्टी का जिक्र कर रहे थे। डर लग रहा है मोदी जी को। आम आदमी पार्टी कहते हैं ये कट्टर ईमानदार लोगों से बच के रहना। बिल्कुल मोदी जी, बच के रहना इन कट्टर ईमानदार लोगों से। बड़े खतरनाक लोग हैं, कट्टर ईमानदार लोगों से बच के रहना। सुनना उनका उस दिन का भाषण, सुनना, कट्टर ईमानदार लोगों से बच के रहना। मैं प्रधानमंत्री जी को कहना चाहता हूं, आप बहुत बड़े आदमी हो, इस तरह से दूसरों से जलना ठीक नहीं है। आप जलते हो आम आदमी पार्टी से, जलन होती है आपको आम आदमी, जितनी तेजी से बढ़ रही है आम आदमी पार्टी। हमसे सीखिए, जैसे हम ईमानदार हैं आप भी ईमानदार बनिए। होना चाहिए कि नहीं होना चाहिए? दूसरों से अच्छी बात सीखनी चाहिए कि नहीं सीखनी चाहिए? हम ईमानदार हैं, हम कट्टर ईमानदार हैं। हम बोलते हैं हम कट्टर ईमानदार हैं। हमारे ऊपर आप रेड मरवाते हो, कुछ नहीं मिलता। आप भी ईमानदार बनो। आप क्यों नहीं ईमानदार बनते? पिछली बार मेरे को याद है 2018 में जब चुनाव हुए थे कर्नाटक में, प्रधानमंत्री जी आए थे। उस टाइम 20% की सरकार थी। प्रधानमंत्री जी बोले 20% की सरकार है, मुझे वोट दो, मैं सारा भ्रष्टाचार खत्म कर दूंगा, डबल इंजन की सरकार बना दो। लोगों ने सोचा ये प्रधानमंत्री बोल रहा है, सही बोल रहा होगा। लोगों ने डबल इंजन की सरकार बना दी। अरे डबल इंजन की सरकार में तो भ्रष्टाचार डबल हो गया, 20% से बढ़ के 40% हो गया आज यहां पे कमीशन है, डबल हो गया। पहले 20% था, अब 40% हो गया। इस बार डबल इंजन मत बना देना, अगली साल 80% हो जाएगा और उसके बाद तो सारा का 100% हो जाएगा। ये डबल इंजन की सरकार में पूरे देश में जाऊंगा, सबको कहूंगा ये डबल इंजन की सरकार मत बनाना। ये डबल इंजन का सरकार गलत है, नए इंजन की सरकार बनाना। आम आदमी पार्टी नया इंजन है।
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, they're campaigning in Karnataka, launching Aam Aadmi Party's Karnataka campaign, while his own ex-minister is battling charges of corruption in Delhi. Here in Karnataka, he's taking on the BJP on corruption and bribe gate. We will keep a close watch on the developments and will continue the live coverage. Also, stand by for court order on Manish Sisodia's remand.
फोर्थ जनरेशन आपने बोला जी, फोर्थ जनरेशन वो जो सन से वही तो मैं कह रहा था। आपके ग्रैंडफादर, आपके फादर, आप जो मैं मिस कर गया 20 दिन, वो विजयंत ने पूरा कर दिया कारगिल की लड़ाई। सर, कैप्टन विजयंत की क्या कहानी है, हमारे दर्शक ये जानना चाहेंगे। व्हाट इज हिज स्टोरी? लाइक ही वाज विद टू राजरीव सर? ही वाज विद टू राजरीव, 2 राजपूताना राइफल्स में थे। उनकी कहानी मैंने इस किताब में लिख दी है, विजयंत एट कारगिल।
मैं आपका पर्सनल व्यू जानना चाहता हूं। रेप के चार्ज में एक्यूज अंदर जेल, सीबीआई, बाबा राम रहीम, मनोहर लाल खट्टर का पर्सनल व्यू क्या, क्लैरिटी आनी चाहिए खट्टर साहब।
मैं बिल्कुल क्लियर हूं, जब तक मैं मुख्यमंत्री हूं तब तक मेरा कोई पर्सनल व्यू नहीं है।
करप्शन पे तो आप क्लियर थे।
करप्शन पर भी मुख्यमंत्री का ही जो विचार है वो ये है मेरा। जिस दिन मुझे अगर चेंज करने का कोई अवसर आएगा तो मुख्यमंत्री नहीं होगा तो चेंज करने की बात आएगी, करूंगा। नहीं करने की बात हो सकता है वो भी वही हो।
पहली लड़ाई कौन सी देखी आपने?
मैं 1962 में कमीशन हो गया।
यू कमीशन आफ्टर द वॉर सर?
यस, लेकिन 65 में था। मेरा 65 का रोल तो बहुत जबरदस्त था। चीन के साथ मुठभेड़ हुआ था एज ए मिलिट्री हिस्टोरियन। समहाउ जो हमारा एक्शन है 1965 का, नाथुला, जेलपला, सेबुला, वो हिस्ट्री में अपीयर ही नहीं। 4 पैरा थी हमारे साथ, उनको भी डेकोरेशन मिली और हमारी कैजुअलिटीज भी हुई हैं, लेकिन वो कैसे स्किप कर दिया, क्यों स्किप कर दिया, द नेशन डजंट नो।
माशरुकुद्दीन के घर पर अब बड़ी कार्रवाई हो रही है। हिस्ट्री शूटर बताया जा रहा है, फिनेंसर बताया जा रहा है, इस गांव का प्रधान भी है और कहा जा रहा है कि ये जो मकान मेरे पीछे आप देख रहे हैं, इसे नियमों को ताक पर रख कर बनाया गया। अब इसे गिराया जाएगा। उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में शरीक जो शूटर्स थे, उनको हथियार मुहैया कराना, उनको फंडिंग करने में ये शख्स शामिल था। देखिए, आलीशान 2 मंजिला ये मकान था जो माफिया ने बनाया था, जो गलत काम करके बनाया गया था, जिसकी फंडिंग गलत तरीके से हुई थी। अब उस मकान को विकास प्राधिकरण, प्रयागराज विकास प्राधिकरण गिरा रहा है।
That India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, B-H-A-G, bhaglo meaning participate in the process of development. Or bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle their secular gangsters. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the weak negativity and corruption that people like Atiq Ahmed and gangster politicians have come to represent. Doesn't Atiq Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari and a whole lot of this gangster scum, the fact that Yogi gets them groveling, doesn't it make you want to rejoice? And that's why I began by saying that you know that India has changed when gangster scum like Atiq Ahmed run for cover.
मैं आपका पर्सनल व्यू जानना चाहता हूं। रेप के चार्ज में एक्यूज अंदर जेल, सीबीआई, बाबा राम रहीम, मनोहर लाल खट्टर का पर्सनल व्यू क्या, क्लैरिटी आनी चाहिए खट्टर साहब।
मैं बिल्कुल क्लियर हूं, जब तक मैं मुख्यमंत्री हूं तब तक मेरा कोई पर्सनल व्यू नहीं है।
करप्शन पे तो आप क्लियर थे।
करप्शन पर भी मुख्यमंत्री का ही जो विचार है वो ये है मेरा। जिस दिन मुझे अगर चेंज करने का कोई अवसर आएगा तो मुख्यमंत्री नहीं होगा तो चेंज करने की बात आएगी, करूंगा। नहीं करने की बात हो सकता है वो भी वही हो।
4th जनरेशन आपने बोला जी 4th जनरेशन वो जो सन वही तो मैं कह रहा था आपके ग्रैंडफादर आपके फादर आप जो मैं मिस कर गया 20 दिन वो विजयंत ने पूरा कर दिया कारगिल की लड़ाई। सर कैप्टन विजयंत की क्या कहानी है हमारे दर्शक ये जानना चाहेंगे व्हाट इज हिज स्टोरी लाइक ही वाज विद 2 राजरव सर ही वाज विद 2 राजरव 2 राजपूताना राइफल्स में थे उनकी कहानी मैंने इस किताब में लिख दी है विजयंत एट कारगिल।
That India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, B-H-A-G, bhaglo meaning participate in the process of development. Or bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle their secular gangsters. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the weak negativity and corruption that people like Atiq Ahmed and gangster politicians have come to represent. Doesn't Atiq Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari and a whole lot of this gangster scum, the fact that Yogi gets them groveling, doesn't it make you want to rejoice?
अभी राजस्थान में मसला हुआ था भिवानी वाले में, उसमें वो जो मोनू मानेसर उसके साथ ही श्रीकांत पंडित है, उनकी धर्मपत्नी की पिटाई हुई, क्या क्या हुआ, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हुई मामले में। हरियाणा पुलिस की FIR के अलावा मतलब ये वो सारी चीज़ें हैं।
देखिए एक इंडिविजुअल घटना को लेकर के परसेप्शन नहीं,
पर ये इतनी बड़ी बन जाती है सिचुएशन,
घटना बड़ी है। मैं उसको इसकी घटना की निंदा करता हूँ मैं, लेकिन उसको ये कहें कि कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर खराब हो गया है, ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है।
पर ऐसा परसेप्शन बना दिया जाता है।
मैं कहता हूँ गलत बनाते हैं ना। आखिर तो हमने किसी दोषी को छोड़ा नहीं है।
फोर्थ जनरेशन आपने बोला जी 4th जनरेशन वो जो सन वही तो मैं कह रहा था आपके ग्रैंडफादर आपके फादर आप जो मैं मिस कर गया 20 दिन वो विजयंत ने पूरा कर दिया कारगिल की लड़ाई। सर कैप्टन विजयंत की क्या कहानी है हमारे दर्शक ये जानना चाहेंगे व्हाट इज हिज स्टोरी लाइक ही वाज विद 2 राजरव सर ही वाज विद 2 राजरव 2 राजपूताना राइफल्स में थे उनकी कहानी मैंने इस किताब में लिख दी है विजयंत एट कारगिल।
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's dive right into the top stories this hour on Superfast 50. Manish Sisodia has been brought to the court for a bail plea hearing amid tight security. The Delhi Rouse Avenue court said that they will hear Sisodia's bail plea on March the 10th. During the hearing at the Rouse Avenue court, the CBI has sought a further 3-day remand for Manish Sisodia, and that verdict is expected any time now. Aam Aadmi Party leaders and workers protested as Manish Sisodia was taken to the Rouse Avenue court as they reiterated and claimed that Sisodia is innocent. Another allegation of AAP MP Sanjay Singh regarding Adani, coal worth about 50,000 crore was handed over to Adani for free, alleges the Aam Aadmi Party MP. In accordance to the order of the Supreme Court, coal mines cannot be given to private companies, he adds.
मनीष सिसोदिया की रिहाई की मांग को लेकर आज यहाँ पर ये प्रोटेस्ट है। हमारे कार्यकर्ता यहाँ इकट्ठा हुए हैं और हमारा एक ही कहना है कि हम तानाशाही और गुंडागर्दी के आगे नहीं झुकेंगे। आज अडानी के घोटालों पर कोई कार्रवाई नहीं हो रही है। लाखों करोड़ का घोटाला उसने किया, कोयला चोरी की, बिजली चोरी किया, उस पर ये सरकार कार्रवाई।
YSRCP MP Magunta Srinivasula Reddy's son Magunta Raghava's judicial custody has been extended till March the 13th in the Delhi liquor scam. He's also filed a bail plea in the Rouse Avenue court, while the ED is yet to file a reply scheduled for March 13th. Days after Rahul Gandhi insulted India on an international forum at the Cambridge University, the BJP lashed out at the Congress leader, saying Rahul Gandhi is an agency that is trying to defame India overseas.
अंग्रेजी में उनका भाषण था। दे वॉन्ट हार्मनी, वो हार्मनी चाहती है। उन्होंने कहा कि मैंने पूछा कि क्या चीन एक राष्ट्र है, इस चाइना अ नेशन, तो किसी ने उन्हें चाइना एक नेशन क्यों है वो समझाया।
Congress leaders, including former Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and MLA Priyank Kharge and other party workers, staged protests against the ruling BJP government, demanding the resignation of Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai and the arrest of BJP MLA Madal Virupaksha, whose son was caught taking a bribe by the Lokayukta. Karnataka police detained many Congress leaders and workers who have been protesting against the Bommai government in connection with BJP MLA's son Bribegate case. This is after they started marching towards the Chief Minister's residence in Bengaluru. Congress received, or rather revived, its Pay CM campaign, however now with the name of Pay MLA, after the Karnataka Lokayukta caught a BJP MLA's son red-handed accepting a bribe of 8 crore rupees. Congress leader Udit Raj has again made a controversial remark, this time insulting Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Speaking on Rahul Gandhi's remarks at the Cambridge University, Udit Raj said that the Wayanad MP has a standard to speak at Oxford University and that Modi only has a standard to speak on the radio.
राहुल गांधी जी ने जो कैम्ब्रिज यूनिवर्सिटी के स्टेडियम में बोला, पहले से ही दुनिया को पता था। अपमान अगर देश का सबसे ज़्यादा किया तो हेमंत बिस्वा शर्मा जी अपने प्रधानमंत्री को समझा दें कि वो जाकर के विदेश की धरती पर कहते हैं कि मुझे शर्म आती है भारत में मैं पैदा हुआ।
Television actor Shizan Khan, accused and arrested in actor Tunisha Sharma's death case, was granted bail on a 1 lakh rupee surety bond by a Vasai court. The court asked him to submit his passport also as a part of the bail. The Congress's West Bengal spokesperson Kaustav Bagchi was arrested on Saturday morning for comments against Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. According to police officials, a huge team from the Kolkata's Bortola police station conducted a raid at Bagchi's residence. Yogi Adityanath's bulldozer action continues in Uttar Pradesh against jailed MLA Abbas Ansari's property. The bulldozer action, which initiated yesterday and resumed today, was taken after it was alleged that Mukhtar Ansari's son didn't get the necessary approval from the authorities for building the two-story building. Attacking UP CM Yogi Adityanath over his Samajwad remark, SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav said that the ruling UP government does not want to bring Ram Rajya in the state. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has formed a 4-member team that will visit Tamil Nadu to assess the situation amid pressure from the opposition over alleged attacks on Bihari migrants in the southern state. The team will provide the Chief Minister with a report after their visit. In a controversial statement, Anil Akada, a former Congress legislator, claimed that Pinarayi Vijayan, the Chief Minister of Kerala, violated the Foreign Contributions Regulation Act, or FCRA, while working on the Red Crescent Development Life Mission project. Caretakers of an ashram in Chhattisgarh allegedly thrashed and burnt the face of a minor girl over a petty issue. This happened after a dispute broke out between the minor girl and caretakers over offering bhog. The police registered an offence against the accused and arrested them. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, while addressing a post-budget webinar on infrastructure and investment, said that this year's budget will impart new energy to the growth of the infrastructure sector. PM Modi will attend the swearing-in ceremony of the new BJP IPFT government in Tripura on March the 8th. Telangana Congress Chief Revant Reddy's convoy met with an accident when a vehicle in the group applied its brakes suddenly, around 5 other vehicles that were following that vehicle slammed into each other. One person has sustained minor injuries, we are told. Viewers, we have breaking news coming in with regards to Manish Sisodia and his hearing and his CBI custody. The Delhi court has extended Manish Sisodia's CBI custody for 2 days. I repeat, Manish Sisodia has been remanded to the CBI's custody for a further 2 days. This is just minutes after the CBI had requested for 3 days in total remand. The court had at that point reserved its order for just about 20 minutes. And now 2 days of custody has been granted to the CBI. You'll remember the other part of what happened in court was the fact that Manish Sisodia's bail plea is now listed for hearing on March the 10th. We have Madhurima joining us for more. Madhurima, CBI gets another 2 days of Manish Sisodia. What is the order?
Well, Ankit, the judge presiding on the bench has said that the CBI has been awarded with 2 days of custody of the former Deputy Chief Minister of the National Capital. At the same time, the counsel for Sisodia asserted that the kind of interrogation is very severe and seems like a third-degree torture, to which the judge has said that Sisodia will be taken for a medical examination every 24 hours to make sure that he is fine. But all this is coming after, a very long series of arguments where the Central Bureau of Investigation's first argument itself, Ankit, was that Manish Sisodia is not cooperating again. They were very categoric and said that he was again evasive, and specifically at the time when he was confronted with an accused. They also said that they would want to confront him with more accused in the future, though the names have not been disclosed. I request my camera person to pan across, Ankit, because any moment from now Sisodia will be taken out of the Razed Avenue court and we'll be bringing those visuals for our viewers. I'll continue to speak as to what happened in the court, Ankit, after the Central Bureau of Investigation asserted that Manish Sisodia was being evasive, and specifically because of the fact that the Supreme Court was also moved during the custody that was awarded to the CBI. A lot of time was lost there as well, so which is why CBI could not conduct a detailed interrogation that they had.
जी बरी होंगे, मगर इस प्रोसेस के अंदर जितने दिन तक उनको जेल में रखा जाए वही जो है केंद्र सरकार की जीत होगी, और लोग जो है इसको देख रहे हैं। आज तक के प्रजातांत्रिक इतिहास में जब जब किसी केंद्र सरकार ने इस तरीके से जुल्म किया है, लोगों ने उसका जवाब केंद्र सरकार को इलेक्शन में दिया है, और आने वाले समय में भारतीय जनता पार्टी को लोग जवाब देंगे।
अब 6 मार्च तक मनीष सिसोदिया सीबीआई की कस्टडी में रहेंगे। उनके वकीलों की तरफ से दलील दी गई कि उन्हें जल्द से जल्द रिहा किया जाए। पत्नी की तबीयत का हवाला दिया गया, होली मनाने का हवाला दिया गया। आपको लगता है कि अगली बार जब इस पर सुनवाई होगी होली साथ में मना पाएंगे आप?
देखिए, हमें सीबीआई से कोई उम्मीद नहीं है। सीबीआई जो है उसको इन्वेस्टिगेशन से कोई लेना देना नहीं, सबूतों से कोई लेना देना नहीं। सिर्फ केंद्र सरकार जो कहेगी सीबीआई वैसा करेगी, और मुझे लगता है कि जिस तरह से सीबीआई का चेहरा देश के सामने आ रहा है, लोग ये बात समझ रहे हैं कि एजेंसीज का दुरुपयोग हो रहा है।
कोर्ट में मनीष सिसोदिया की तरफ से कहा गया कि सीबीआई वैसे हर चीज का ख्याल रखती है, लेकिन 8 से 10 घंटे पूछताछ होती है जो प्रताड़ना की तरह।
मैं आपको बता तो रहा हूँ, हर एजेंसी ये बात जो है के बारे में बात कही जा रही है, सभी जो है अपोजिशन पार्टीज कह रही हैं कि जो प्रोसेस है यही जो है हैरेसमेंट है, क्योंकि सजा तो हो नहीं सकती, सबूत है नहीं। तो ये जो पूरा प्रोसीजर है इसको इस तरह से बनाया गया है कि उसके अंदर आदमी को परेशान किया जाए। आप सोचिए, 18 मंत्रालय देखने वाले डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर को 8-8 घंटे जो है पूछताछ की जा रही है। क्या ये सही है? क्या ये होना चाहिए? क्या इससे पूरे देश में और पूरी दुनिया में केंद्र सरकार की बदनामी नहीं हो रही, इस देश की बदनामी नहीं हो रही कि किस तरीके से अच्छे काम करने वाले मंत्रियों के साथ जो है इस तरीके का बर्ताव हो रहा है?
आप लोग जो प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे थे, आप बैठे थे अपनी डिमांड को लेकर, तो अब आप लोग उठ जाएंगे या मनीष सिसोदिया क्योंकि पूरी देर में सीबीआई ऑफिस की तरफ जाएंगे?
ये कोई प्रोटेस्ट नहीं है। मनीष
And so, as Saurabh Bharadwaj was speaking, Manish Sisodia being taken out right now of the Rouse Avenue court. He will be in the CBI's custody for at least a further 2 days till Monday, that is March the 6th. The court has also instructed that a medical test be taken every 24 hours, and also the judge has observed and asked the CBI to not ask him repeated questions and questions only that are relevant. This is after Sisodia told the court that he has been facing mental torture with repeated questions. For the moment, it appears that the CBI has got Manish Sisodia for about 2/3 of the time that they had wanted him. They had wanted him for 3 days of custody. That would have been till Tuesday. They've been granted till Monday. On the other hand, Manish Sisodia's bail application will now only be heard after Holi. It will be heard on March the 10th. So there is no respite for him on that front. He is currently in the CBI's custody. We'll await to find out whether he's being taken for a medical examination already or whether he's being taken to the CBI's office where he had been lodged for the last 4 days, and he's likely to also be lodged for the next 2 days. You can see a complement of Delhi police personnel and convoy with him as well. A fairly large convoy for the now former Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Manish Sisodia, who had tendered his resignation after he had been taken into custody. Let's listen to what the lawyers are saying after the hearing.
एक बार पूछ लें। मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ कि सीबीआई के बाद में ईडी का भी है सर, तो एक के बाद एक नए केसेस हैं, तो कानूनी जटिलताएं तो अभी मनीष सिसोदिया के सामने बहुत सारी हैं। देखिए जटिलताएं कुछ भी हों, लेकिन फैक्ट्स कुछ नहीं है। फैक्ट्स आर that Manish has done nothing, and today entire nation is watching कि जहां सारा स्ट्रेस होना चाहिए था कि भाई मोदी अदानी का जो डुओ है जिसने देश के सारे रिसोर्सेज को खत्म कर दिया, लाखों करोड़ों का गबन देश को हुआ है, उसकी जांच नहीं हो रही है। और जांच उस व्यक्ति की कर रहे हैं जिसने कि देश को शिक्षा का मॉडल दिया, जिसके कारण पूरे विश्व में हिंदुस्तान का नाम रोशन हुआ, उसकी जांच कर रहे हैं। तो देश खुल्लम खुल्ला देख रहा है किस प्रकार से सीबीआई का मिसयूज हो रहा है, ईडी का मिसयूज हो रहा है। और सीबीआई द वे इट वाज ड्यूरिंग कांग्रेस रिजीम अ केज्ड पैरेट, आज भी केज्ड पैरेट ही है।
और बेल एप्लीकेशन आप लोगों ने क्या कहा है बेल एप्लीकेशन में? और 10 तारीख तक तो बेल एप्लीकेशन की सुनवाई नहीं होगी, तो तब तक he will have to stay in jail.
No. See the next date after, because 2 days का रिमांड है। So after 2 days, the judge will decide whether he has to be given PC or JC. So let's say the PC is refused, so he'll be sent to JC.
सर आपकी तरफ से क्या मांग रखी गई है?
हमने तो यही कहा है कि भाई कोई केस नहीं बनता और इनको बेल पे रिलीज होना चाहिए। Naturally, because he is not no ordinary man. So do you require custodial interrogation? Do you have any new ground to seek custodial interrogation? There is nothing new ground. So they were repetitive of what they said last time. And that is why the court, instead of they agreeing to their demand of 3 days custody, only gave 2 days custody and gave sort of a warning also that whatever you wish to do in 2 days.
सीबीआई की तरफ से कहा गया कि मनीष सिसोदिया जांच में सहयोग नहीं कर रहे हैं।
सहयोग का मतलब क्या है? अगर सहयोग का मतलब यह है कि भाई जो वो चाहें वो मनीष जी बोल दें, तो ये तो गलत बात है ना कि आप टॉर्चर करें किसी व्यक्ति को। भाई जो उनके आकाओं ने उनको कहा है कि भाई ये बोलो, मनीष से ये उगलवाओ, तो मनीष झूठ थोड़ी बोलेंगे।
So what are we expecting now in the next after 2 days when the matter comes up?
See, if this case is normally dealt without any influence, then naturally he deserves to be released. But if forces beyond the court are pressurizing, then possibly there would be some other result.
सर कोर्ट ने ये टिप्पणी की कि अगर आपको ये रिमांड गलत लगती है तो आप हाईकोर्ट जाकर अपील क्यों नहीं करते हमारे?
देखिए, कोर्ट का जिस लहजे में कोर्ट ने कहा, जज साहब ने मुस्कुराए भी, अगर आपने देखा होगा वहाँ, तो
तो हम सब समझ रहे हैं, जज साहब भी समझ रहे हैं, देश भी समझ रहे हैं, जज साहब के भी लिमिटेशंस हैं। तो कारण क्या है कि आज पूरा देश विटनेस कर रहा है किस प्रकार से एक ऐसे व्यक्ति के पीछे आपने तोता मैना सूगा लगा दिया है, जिसने देश के उन बच्चों को जिनके पास पैसे नहीं थे अच्छी शिक्षा पाने को, उनको IIT भेज दिया, उनको एम्स भेज दिया, उनको मेडिकल भेज दिया। उनकी दुआएं साथ है मनीष जी के आज।
Speaking of बच्चों की दुआएं, there is now the NCPCR has issued notice against Manish Sisodia and the Aam Aadmi Party for using children in a propaganda campaign. How do you see that?
I fail to understand that. See, I'll tell you by a simile. North-East Aam Aadmi Party did not fight election. But Honorable Prime Minister, while addressing his Karyakartas in Delhi, he, in his Jahan, in his mind, what was there? He talked about बच के रहना ये कट्टर ईमानदारों से। उनके जहन में आम आदमी पार्टी चल रही है। तो जब बात प्रधानमंत्री माननीय कर रहे हैं इस प्रकार से, तो समझ में आ रहा है कि उनके
जिस व्यक्ति का नाम सीबीआई की पहली चार्जशीट में था ही नहीं, उसको आप इतना बड़ा आरोपी बना रहे हो। 5 दिन रिमांड, फिर रिमांड, फिर रिमांड। ये समझ में आता है लोगों को कि आपका मकसद सिर्फ मनीष सिसोदिया को, केजरीवाल जी को, हमारी सरकार को, हमारी पार्टी को बदनाम करना है, लेकिन इससे होगा नहीं।
ये भी कहा है कि काउंसिल ने ये बात कही है कि उनको मेंटली हरास किया जा रहा है, की पूछताछ हो रही है, ताड़ना की तरह उन्होंने कहा है। ये
मैं तो यहाँ प्रोटेस्ट में था, लेकिन अगर अधिवक्ता महोदय ने ये बात कही है तो ये बहुत ही गंभीर बात है। आप पूछताछ करने के लिए दबाव कैसे बना सकते हैं? मेंटली हैरेसमेंट अगर कर रहे हैं तो इसका मतलब सीबीआई जबरन बयान दिलाना चाहती है, बंदूक के नोक पे बयान दिलाना चाहती है। तो आप देख लीजिए कैसे काम कर रहे हैं लोग। मैं तो खुद ही कह रहा हूं, और पहले भी ऐसा हो चुका है कि सीबीआई ने फर्जी मुकदमे हम लोगों के खिलाफ किए। पहले भी ऐसा हो चुका है कि सीबीआई ने केजरीवाल जी के दफ्तर पे छापामारी की, कुछ नहीं निकला था। सत्येंद्र जैन के एक मामले में उनको फाइनल रिपोर्ट लगानी पड़ी, कुछ नहीं मिला। एक बार सिसोदिया जी के घर पे पहले भी छापा मार चुके थे, तो इसमें भी कुछ नहीं मिलेगा। ये जब तक परेशान करना चाहे करें, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता।
ये बात कही जा रही है कि
You just heard there Sanjay Singh, and before that the lawyer of Manish Sisodia, who took a rather attacking stance. He made a number of statements. The fact, however, at this moment remains, what we can tell you is that Manish Sisodia is to remain in the CBI's custody till Monday. He has been sent to the remand of the CBI for another 2 days. His bail application will be heard on March the 10th. So beyond March 6th, he could be sent to more police custody, CBI custody, or judicial custody is what we are given to understand. We'll get you more details on this story, including reactions after a short break. We're tracking this very, very closely. This is Liquorgate. Stay with us on Republic.
Amity faculty have filed over 1,700 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been conferred with the National Intellectual Property Award by Government of India for being the top Indian academic institution for patents and commercialization.
4th generation आपने बोला जी, 4th generation was your sons. वही तो मैं कह रहा था, आपके ग्रैंडफादर, आपके फादर, आप जो मैं मिस कर गया 20 दिन, वो विजयंत ने पूरा कर दिया कारगिल की लड़ाई। सर, कैप्टन विजयंत की क्या कहानी है? हमारे दर्शक ये जानना चाहेंगे। व्हाट इज हिज स्टोरी? लाइक ही वाज विद 2 राजरव सर? ही वाज विद 2 राजरव, 2 राजपूताना राइफल्स में थे। उनकी कहानी मैंने इस किताब में लिख दी है, विजयंत एट कारगिल।
मैं आपका पर्सनल व्यू जानना चाहता हूं। रेप के चार्ज में एक्यूज अंदर जेल, सीबीआई, बाबा राम रहीम, मनोहर लाल खट्टर का पर्सनल व्यू के क्लैरिटी आनी चाहिए खट्टर साहब।
मैं बिल्कुल क्लियर हूं, जब तक मैं मुख्यमंत्री हूं तब तक मेरा कोई पर्सनल व्यू नहीं है।
करप्शन पे तो आप क्लियर थे।
करप्शन पर भी मुख्यमंत्री का ही जो विचार है वो ये है मेरा। जिस दिन मुझे अगर चेंज करने का कोई अवसर आएगा तो मुख्यमंत्री नहीं होगा तो चेंज करने की बात आएगी, करूंगा। नहीं करने की बात तो हो सकता है वो भी वही हो।
मासुकुद्दीन के घर पर अब बड़ी कार्रवाई हो रही है। हिस्ट्री शूटर बताया जा रहा है, फिनेंसर बताया जा रहा है, इस गांव का प्रधान भी है। और कहा जा रहा है कि ये जो मकान मेरे पीछे आप देख रहे हैं, इसे नियमों को ताक पर रख कर बनाया गया। अब इसे गिराया जाएगा। उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में शरीक जो शूटर्स थे, उनको हथियार मुहैया कराना, उनको फंडिंग करने में ये शख्स शामिल था। देखिए आलीशान 2 मंजिला ये मकान था जो माफिया ने बनाया था, जो गलत काम करके बनाया गया था, जिसकी फंडिंग गलत तरीके से हुई थी। अब उस मकान को विकास प्राधिकरण, प्रयागराज विकास प्राधिकरण गिरा रहा है।
अभी राजस्थान में मसला हुआ था भिवानी वाले में, उसमें वो जो मोनू मानेसर उसके साथी श्रीकांत पंडित है, उनकी धर्मपत्नी की पिटाई हुई, क्या क्या हुआ, बहुत सारी चीजें हुई। मामले में हरियाणा पुलिस की FIR के अलावा मतलब ये वो सारी चीजें हैं।
देखिए एक इंडिविजुअल घटना को लेकर के परसेप्शन नहीं,
पर ये इतनी बड़ी बन जाती
बड़ी
है
है,
सिचुएशन,
घटना बड़ी है। मैं उसको इसकी घटना की निंदा करता हूँ मैं, लेकिन उसको ये कहें कि कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर खराब हो गया है, ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है।
पर ऐसा परसेप्शन बना दिया जाता है।
मैं कहता हूँ गलत बनाते हैं ना। आखिर तो हमने किसी दोषी को छोड़ा नहीं है।
फोर्थ जनरेशन आपने बोला जी, फोर्थ जनरेशन वो जो सन्स, वही तो मैं कह रहा था। आपके ग्रैंडफादर, आपके फादर, आप जो मैं मिस कर गया 20 दिन, वो विजयंत ने पूरा कर दिया कारगिल की लड़ाई। सर कैप्टन विजयंत की क्या कहानी है, हमारे दर्शक ये जानना चाहेंगे। व्हाट इज हिज स्टोरी? लाइक ही वाज विद 2 राजरव सर, ही वाज विद 2 राजरव, 2 राजपूताना राइफल्स में थे। उनकी कहानी मैंने इस किताब में लिख दी है, विजयंत एट कारगिल।
Welcome back, viewers. If you're just joining us, Manish Sisodia was in the Rouse Avenue court after the expiration of his 5-day CBI remand. The CBI sought a further 3 days of remand and it was granted 2 of those days. Accordingly, he has been sent to the CBI's custody till Monday, that is March the 6th. He had also filed a bail application which was heard. The court said that it would again hear it on March the 10th. We have Harsha now joining us. Harsha, what is expected now? Where is Manish Sisodia being taken? Is it to the CBI or for a medical checkup? In fact, I believe Anuj is also with us. Let's go across to Anuj. Same question. Where is he being taken? That's question number 1. Is it for a medical or CBI?
And there you can see Manish Sisodia. Manish Sisodia there. There I can see in the white Artiga where Manish Sisodia has reached CBI office now. So these are the live images from the CBI headquarters. Let me remind you that yes, the 2 days custody has been extended and now the CBI is going to take ahead the investigation. This was for the 3 days which was demanded by the CBI in the Rouse Avenue court, but now 2 days custody has been extended by the Rouse Avenue court, and there the CBI has given the fact that they want more time. Manish Sisodia not cooperating, this is the line which has been taken again. They have been saying that we have connected the dots, the testimonies has been done. On the other hand, the statement was recorded under 164. So all these points has been taken. I'll ask my video journalist to continue with the visuals because there Manish Sisodia cavalcade of the police, in the cavalcade of the police has just reached the CBI headquarters. This is the CBI officer along with the other police officials who have just reached at the CBI headquarters. So now this is going to be for 2 more days. Let me tell you, on Monday he is going to be produced in front of the court again, and we will wait and watch what exactly is going to happen then, whether the CBI is going to ask for the custody to be extended or Manish will be sent to the judicial custody. The former Deputy Chief Minister was produced in the court today and finally he has reached back at the CBI headquarters. Let me remind you that earlier it was for the 5-day. When he was arrested, he was produced in the Rouse Avenue court. Later, later CBI requested for the 5 days custody, and later, finally, today it ended. He was again produced in the court, and finally 2 more days in the CBI custody. We are reporting live on the story from the CBI headquarters. We'll be right back after a short break. Stay tuned.
That India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, Bhaglo, bhaglo meaning participate in the process of development. Or bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle their secular gangsters. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the weak negativity and corruption that people like Atik Ahmed and gangster politicians have come to represent. Doesn't Atik Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari and a whole lot of this gangster scum, the fact that Yogi gets them groveling, doesn't it make you want to rejoice? And that's why I began by saying that you know that India has changed when gangsters scum like Atik Ahmed run for cover.
अभी राजस्थान में मसला हुआ था भिवानी वाले में, उसमें वो जो मोनू मानेसर उसके साथी श्रीकांत पंडित है, उनकी धर्मपत्नी की पिटाई हुई, क्या क्या हुआ, बहुत सारी चीजें हुई। मामले में हरियाणा पुलिस की एफआईआर के अलावा मतलब ये वो सारी चीजें हैं।
देखिए, एक इंडिविजुअल घटना को लेकर के परसेप्शन नहीं,
पर ये इतनी बड़ी बन जाती है सिचुएशन,
बड़ी है। मैं उसको इसकी घटना की निंदा करता हूँ मैं, लेकिन उसको ये कहें कि कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर खराब हो गया है, ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है।
पर ऐसा परसेप्शन बना दिया जाता है।
मैं कहता हूँ गलत बनाते हैं ना। आखिर तो हमने किसी दोषी को छोड़ा नहीं है।
फोर्थ जनरेशन आपने बोला जी, फोर्थ जनरेशन वो जो सन्स, वही तो मैं कह रहा था कि ग्रैंडफादर, आपके फादर, आप जो मैं मिस कर गया 20 दिन, वो विजयंत ने पूरा कर दिया कारगिल की लड़ाई। सर, कैप्टन विजयंत की क्या कहानी है, हमारे दर्शक ये जानना चाहेंगे। व्हाट इज हिज स्टोरी लाइक? ही वाज विद टू राजरीव सर, ही वाज विद टू राजरीव, 2 राजपूताना राइफल्स में थे। उनकी कहानी मैंने इस किताब में लिख दी है, विजयंत एट कारगिल।
मैं आपका पर्सनल व्यू जानना चाहता हूं। रेप के चार्ज में एक्यूज अंदर जेल, सीबीआई, बाबा राम रहीम, मनोहर लाल खट्टर का पर्सनल व्यू क्या, क्लैरिटी आनी चाहिए खट्टर साहब।
मैं बिल्कुल क्लियर हूं, जब तक मैं मुख्यमंत्री हूं तब तक मेरा कोई पर्सनल व्यू नहीं है।
करप्शन पे तो आप क्लियर थे।
करप्शन पर भी मुख्यमंत्री का ही जो विचार है वो ये है मेरा। जिस दिन मुझे अगर चेंज करने का कोई अवसर आएगा तो मुख्यमंत्री नहीं होगा तो चेंज करने की बात आएगी, करूंगा। नहीं करने की बात हो सकता है वो भी वही हो।
माशरुकुद्दीन के घर पर अब बड़ी कार्रवाई हो रही है। हिस्ट्री शूटर बताया जा रहा है, फिनेंसर बताया जा रहा है, इस गांव का प्रधान भी है और कहा जा रहा है कि ये जो मकान मेरे पीछे आप देख रहे हैं, इसे नियमों को ताक पर रख कर बनाया गया। अब इसे गिराया जाएगा। उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में शरीक जो शूटर्स थे, उनको हथियार मुहैया कराना, उनको फंडिंग करने में ये शख्स शामिल था। देखिए, आलीशान 2 मंजिला ये मकान था जो माफिया ने बनाया था, जो गलत काम करके बनाया गया था, जिसकी फंडिंग गलत तरीके से हुई थी। अब उस मकान को विकास प्राधिकरण, प्रयागराज विकास प्राधिकरण गिरा रहा है।
अभी राजस्थान में मसला हुआ था भिवानी वाले में, उसमें वो जो मोनू मानेसर उसके साथी श्रीकांत पंडित है, उनकी धर्मपत्नी की पिटाई हुई, क्या क्या हुआ, बहुत सारी चीजें हुई। मामले में हरियाणा पुलिस की एफआईआर के अलावा मतलब ये वो सारी चीजें हैं।
देखिए, एक इंडिविजुअल घटना को लेकर के परसेप्शन नहीं,
पर ये इतनी बड़ी बन जाती है सिचुएशन,
बड़ी है। मैं उसको इसकी घटना की निंदा करता हूँ मैं, लेकिन उसको ये कहें कि कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर खराब हो गया है, ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है।
पर ऐसा परसेप्शन बना दिया जाता है।
मैं कहता हूँ गलत बनाते हैं ना। आखिर तो हमने किसी दोषी को छोड़ा नहीं है।
फोर्थ जनरेशन आपने बोला जी, फोर्थ जनरेशन वो जो सन्स, वही तो मैं कह रहा था कि ग्रैंडफादर, आपके फादर, आप जो मैं मिस कर गया 20 दिन, वो विजयंत ने पूरा कर दिया कारगिल की लड़ाई। सर, कैप्टन विजयंत की क्या कहानी है, हमारे दर्शक ये जानना चाहेंगे। व्हाट इज हिज स्टोरी लाइक? ही वाज विद टू राजरीव सर, ही वाज विद टू राजरीव, 2 राजपूताना राइफल्स में थे। उनकी कहानी मैंने इस किताब में लिख दी है, विजयंत एट कारगिल।
मैं आपका पर्सनल व्यू जानना चाहता हूं। रेप के चार्ज में एक्यूज अंदर जेल, सीबीआई, बाबा राम रहीम, मनोहर लाल खट्टर का पर्सनल व्यू क्या, क्लैरिटी आनी चाहिए खट्टर साहब।
मैं बिल्कुल क्लियर हूं, जब तक मैं मुख्यमंत्री हूं तब तक मेरा कोई पर्सनल व्यू नहीं है।
करप्शन पे तो आप क्लियर थे।
करप्शन पर भी मुख्यमंत्री का ही जो विचार है वो ये है मेरा। जिस दिन मुझे अगर चेंज करने का कोई अवसर आएगा तो मुख्यमंत्री नहीं होगा तो चेंज करने की बात आएगी, करूंगा, नहीं करने की बात हो सकता है वो भी वही हो।
पहली लड़ाई कौन सी देखी आपने?
मैं 1962 में कमीशन हो गया।
यू कमीशन आफ्टर द वॉर सर?
यस, लेकिन 65 में था। मेरा 65 का रोल तो बहुत जबरदस्त था। चीन के साथ मुठभेड़ हुआ था एज ए मिलिट्री हिस्टोरियन। समहाउ जो हमारा एक्शन है 1965 का नाथुला।
No relief for Manish Sisodia. Court extends CBI custody for 2 more days. Massive Aam Aadmi Party protests in the national capital over CBI action on Manish Sisodia. As bribe gate hits a Karnataka MLA, BJP MLA goes absconding. Vadra Congress hurls elitist insult on PM, says Rahul has standard to speak at Oxford while Prime Minister Modi has radio standard. And we start this edition of the news with the big story of this hour. Manish Sisodia will stay in CBI custody. There's no relief for him as of now. His bail hearing is also posted for the 10th of this month. 2 more days in CBI custody, 2 more days for the CBI to question and interrogate Manish Sisodia. Sisodia has levelled allegations of mental torture by the CBI. We're getting responses to it. Let's listen in.
Jail for 9 months, the court has not given him relief. Vijay Nair has been in jail for 6 months, court has not given him relief. Manish Sisodia has been denied relief time and again by the courts. Courts have not quashed any matters under the Sharab Ghotala. Yet Mr. Arvind Kejriwal calls them Kattar Imandar, defended them for 9 months. Should he not today take moral responsibility? Instead of answering the questions on Sharab Ghotala, the administration of the schools in Delhi is being used and subverted to write letters for Manish Sisodia in the most shameful and brazen act of protecting corruption. It seems that those who started their journey under Anna Hazare and with India against corruption today have become the followers of Lalu Prasad Yadav and have started believing in celebration of corruption and justification of corruption. Today, Mr. Kejriwal must not only apologize for defending the corrupt, but he must also answer the specific questions on the Sharab Ghotala, which he has been evading. Why was the commission increased to 12%? Why were kickbacks of 6% collected? Why was blacklisted and manufacturing companies allowed to come in? Why was wholesale given to private players? Why did the old policy get reinstated and the new policy get cancelled if there was no corruption? These questions Mr. Kejriwal is not answering. Instead, they just play the victimhood card, which has been rejected by the courts.
मनीष सिसोदिया ने जो बेल याचिका
किया गया है, कैसा आपको महसूस हो रहा है सर?
देखिए, मुझे सिर्फ यही कहना है कि मोदी जी की सरकार की जो तानाशाही है उसकी पराकाष्ठा है ये, और इसका अंत होगा। जनता ही इसका अंत करेगी। जहां तक मनीष सिसोदिया जी का सवाल है, उन्होंने दिल्ली के 18 लाख बच्चों को अच्छी शिक्षा देने के लिए काम किया, अनुकरणीय काम किया। एक तरफ मनीष सिसोदिया है जो लाखों बच्चों को अच्छी शिक्षा दे रहे हैं, एक तरफ मोदी जी का दोस्त है अडानी जो लाखों करोड़ का घोटाला कर रहा है। उसके जहाज में मोदी जी घूमते हैं और मनीष सिसोदिया पे कार्रवाई करते हैं। तो इस बात को लोग समझ रहे हैं और 2 सबसे योग्य और अच्छे मंत्रियों को गिरफ्तार करके जेल में डाला गया है, सिर्फ इसलिए कि हमारे शिक्षा और स्वास्थ्य के मॉडल से मोदी जी परेशान थे और मौजूदा समय में जो अडानी का घोटाला सामने आया है उससे भी ध्यान भटकाने की ये कोशिश है।
मेरे 2 आखिरी सवाल आपसे ये है कि जैन साहब को 9 महीने हो गए जेल में, आपको डर लगता है कि क्या मनीष सिसोदिया जी को भी जेल में रखा जाएगा इस तरह से?
देखो,
ये कोर्ट का मामला है।
देखो, एक बात समझो आप कि ईडी के ऐसे सख्त नियम हैं, ऐसे उनको कानूनी अधिकार दिए गए हैं जिसका दुरुपयोग करके वो लंबे समय तक एक निर्दोष आदमी को भी जेल में रख सकते हैं। आपने देखा संजय रावत के मामले में क्या हुआ। तो ये एक कारण एक नहीं हो सकता, या ये एक कोई बयान नहीं हो सकता कि साहब इतने समय तक जेल है। अरे भाई, आपने ईडी को अनावश्यक बहुत सारे अधिकार दे रखे हैं जिसको चुनौती दिया गया है सुप्रीम कोर्ट में। आप जबरदस्ती किसी को भी जेल में रख सकते हैं, इतने ईडी के पास अधिकार।
सर, 2024 में क्या नरेंद्र मोदी वर्सेस अरविंद केजरीवाल होगा और इसमें क्या अडानी मोहरा बनेगा?
देखिए, अभी जो लड़ाई है वो जो दिल्ली के अच्छे कामों की रोकने की कोशिश है उसके खिलाफ हम लोग लड़ रहे हैं। जो जुल्म और तानाशाही है मोदी जी की उसके खिलाफ लड़ रहे हैं। और इसके साथ साथ जो जिस तरीके से अडानी का एक महा घोटाला हुआ है उसके खिलाफ लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं। संसद में भी हमने आवाज,
ये इल्जाम लगाए गए, ये आरोप
कोयला चोरी का हमने 2 दिन से पूरा एक पूरे साक्ष्यों के साथ जानकारी दी है।
We have Harsha joining us live. Harsha, Manish Sisodia has been taken to the CBI headquarters. He will be questioned for the next 2 days by the CBI officials. And what we're also getting to know is that a medical